My child, listen to me. I gave my life for you, and today I'm stepping into your world, asking, can you spare 1 minute? Not for religion, not for ritual, for revelation. What you're about to hear carries the weight of eternity, and if you walk away now, you may miss the very word your soul has been starving for. Don't scroll. Don't click away. Don't let the noise steal what heaven is about to deliver. Watch until the end, because somewhere between these sentences, I'm going to touch the part of you no one else sees. I'm going to unlock something you thought was lost forever. I've been waiting for this moment, and I did come empty-handed. You're here for a reason, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly why. My beloved, if you could see what I see when I look at you, you would never again question your worth. You would not minimize your existence to the mistakes you've made, the seasons you stumbled, or the moments you doubted me. For I did not give you a portion of myself, I gave you everything. Everything, child. Not just a passing thought, not just a kind word from a distance, but my entire being was poured out for you. I did not send another. I came myself. I clothed divinity in frail humanity. I stepped into time, into the dust, into the struggle of this world, not because I had to, but because I couldn't bear eternity without you. When I entered the Garden of Gethsemane, trembling under the weight of what was to come, you were the vision that gave me strength. I saw your face through the agony. I heard your voice in the future calling out to me, even in moments when you thought I wasn't listening. My child, the cross was not a punishment I endured in silence. It was the evidence of love so radical, so unstoppable, that it broke the barrier between heaven and earth just to reach you. I did not hold anything back. Not my tears, not my body, not my blood, and not my breath. Every lash, every insult, every thorn pressed into my head was willingly received because I saw your destiny bound by chains that only my sacrifice could break. When they stretched my hands and drove those nails through flesh, I didn't resist. I surrendered. I laid myself down like a lamb, not out of defeat but out of divine intention. Because I wasn't dying to end a life, I was dying to begin yours. With every heartbeat fading from my chest, I was making room for yours to live free from guilt, from fear, from separation. I could have called down angels. I could have ended the suffering with a single word. But I chose to stay. I chose the cross. I chose pain. I chose death so that you, my beloved, could choose life. You understand the weight of that love. Do you see that you were never a background character in the story of redemption? You were always the reason. You were always the center of my heart's cry. This wasn't just a sacrifice in history. It was a vow sealed in blood. A covenant etched into eternity that declares you are wanted, cherished, and pursued. When I whispered, "It is finished," I wasn't ending something. I was beginning something glorious in you. So I ask now, not with condemnation, but with a sacred invitation, can you spare 1 minute? 1 minute to acknowledge that I gave everything, not for a crowd, not for the worthy, not for the perfect, but for you. Because even if the world never recognized your value, the cross forever proclaims it. And I would do it all again, beloved, just for the chance to love you freely. Before time wore its first ticking second, before stars pierced the sky with their silent brilliance, before the earth spun into being, I saw you. I didn't see a mistake. I didn't see failure. I didn't see someone who needed to earn my affection. I saw my beloved, and from that eternal gaze, I made a decision. Not with hesitation, not with negotiation, but with unshakable resolve. I knew what the cost would be. Every thorn, every betrayal, every drop of blood, and still, I didn't flinch. I didn't bargain or budget my sacrifice. I didn't hold back parts of my love in case you didn't love me back. No, child. I gave it all, knowing there would be moments you'd run from me, moments you'd question me, moments you'd choose others over me. Still, I chose the cross. I chose it because I could not bear for you to live a life chained to shame, suffocated by guilt, or hunted by the whispers of condemnation. The world is full of voices that weigh you down, but mine, oh, listen carefully. Mine is the only one that lifted the weight off your shoulders and took it onto my own. I stepped into the courtroom of your failures, and before a single accusation could stand, I silenced them with my blood. I became the defense, the sacrifice, and the judge all at once. Why? Because you were never meant to walk through life dragging chains behind you, calling it humility. That's not my design. That's not my truth. I didn't just pay for your freedom. I bought back your dignity. I gave you back your name, your identity, your place in my presence. So why do you still let the enemy play reruns of your regrets in your mind like broken records on repeat? Do you not know who tore up the record of wrongs and rewrote your future in grace? It was me. I didn't just tear the veil in the temple. I tore the veil over your heart that said you're unworthy to come close. Beloved, your value is not found in what you've done, but in what I endured for you. And I endured it all. With nails in my hands and your name on my mind, I declare before heaven and hell alike, they are mine. Not because you earned it, because I willed it, because I loved you before you had breath, and I will love you long after your final one. This love isn't temporary. It doesn't expire when you falter. It isn't fragile like human affection. It is fierce, it is final, and it is forever. So now, I ask, can you spare just 1 minute to stop condemning yourself for what I already carried? Can you stop replaying sins that I buried in the sea of forgetfulness? I didn't climb Calvary to give you a guilt trip. I climbed it to cancel your debt. Every lie that says you're too dirty, too far, too broken, silence it now. Drown it in the truth of my cross. Because when I look at you, I do not see a stained story. I see a blood-washed beloved. I don't see someone trying to prove themselves. I see someone worth dying for, someone I already proved everything for. And I'm still standing with you, not pointing fingers, but extending my hands. Nails scarred, wide open, reaching for the one I never regretted saving. You. Let me tell you a truth that even eternity itself still echoes. My love is not fragile. My love is not shaken by your silence, your wandering, or your weakness. The day they lifted that cross upright and the weight of the world pressed down on my body, it wasn't the nails that secured me there. Nails can pierce flesh, but only love can endure wrath. And that's what held me. The fire of an eternal affection for your soul. A love so fierce it broke the gates of hell. A love so unwavering it absorbed every curse spoken over you. A love so eternal that time cannot contain it and death cannot end it. When they spat in my face, it was your freedom I envisioned. When they mocked me, it was your destiny I defended. When they crowned me with thorns, I was thinking of how to crown you with purpose. This isn't metaphor. This is reality. This is the love that breathed its last so you could breathe again. Some think my love is poetic. Lo, child, it's prophetic. It sees through the wall you build and chooses you anyway. It doesn't flinch at the mess. It enters it. It doesn't withdraw in disappointment. It leans in. I knew every secret you'd never speak out loud, every time you'd pretend to be fine while drowning inside, and I love you still. The whip didn't stop me. The cross didn't scare me. The grave didn't hold me. Why? Because I wasn't just dying to forgive sins. I was dying to know you, to restore you, to call you close again. There is no too far for me, no too dirty, no too late. My love bypasses the logic of man and defies every condition religion tries to place on grace. This isn't performance-based affection. This is reckless mercy, lavish compassion. Love that bleeds, breaks, and rises again just to reach you one more time. I know the weight you carry. I've seen you bow under it, smile through it, hide it behind busyness and half-spoken prayers. But here's what you must understand, beloved, I didn't just come to save you. I came to stay with you. You are not a charity case. You are a chosen treasure. Not tolerated, desired, pursued. And when you wonder if you're too complicated for love, remember the cross. It with the loudest yes I could scream into your chaos. I didn't love you because you were easy to love. I loved you because you were mine. And I still do. I always will. Not even your own doubts can unwrite what my blood declared over you. Redeemed, restored, beloved beyond measure. So come, just for 1 minute. Set everything down. The mask, the guilt, the questions. Look at my hands. The scars aren't wounds anymore. They are reminders that my love didn't flinch. It finished. It fulfilled. It followed through. And that love, eternal, fierce, unwavering, still beats for you. Right now. In this very breath. Let me say it as clearly and tenderly as I can. You were not an afterthought in my agony. You were the very center of my intention. Calvary wasn't a chaotic collision of fate and cruelty. It was a calculated convergence of divine purpose and burning love. With every labored breath, with every pulse that pounded through a shredded body, I was holding your name in the chambers of my heart. I did not die in general. I died for you, specifically. I didn't suffer with vague affection. I suffered with fierce focus. When the sky turned black and the earth trembled beneath, the weight of righteousness poured out. It wasn't just the end of sin's dominion. It was the opening of a doorway back to you. You were not some incidental name scrawled in the margins of heaven's story. You were the headline. The reason blood touched wood. The reason the grave was plundered. The reason I endured silence from the Father's face. Because to gain your heart, I was willing to lose everything, even if only for a moment. My eyes, as they closed under the weight of suffering, were filled with the vision of your restoration. When they mocked me, I heard the future sound of your worship. When they pierced my side, I saw the day your heart would be pierced by love, not pain. You are not one of many. You are one of one. Crafted with the careful precision of a sculptor who carves purpose into every fiber. You think you're just another person passing through life's storm, but in heaven's archives, you are a miracle in motion. A masterpiece still unfolding. You are the fulfillment of a promise made before the foundations of the earth. I wasn't just thinking of humanity on that cross. I was thinking of your childhood pain, your quiet battles, the nights you tried to pray but fell asleep crying instead. I felt all of it. I carried all of it. And I conquered all of it. That hill wasn't just Golgotha. It was the altar where your name was whispered into eternity, paid for in full by blood that still speaks louder than shame. I know the enemy has tried to convince you that you're forgettable, replaceable, expendable. But he is a liar, and I came to expose every single lie. If you could see the way your name is etched into the scars on my hands, you would never again believe you are overlooked. My love is not diluted across the multitudes. It is distilled personally, poured like oil upon your soul alone. I remember the first tear you ever cried. I remember the moment your faith first flickered. I remember when your heart began to crack under pressure, and I was there, not as a distant observer, but as the suffering Savior who bore your sorrow before you ever carried it. Can you spare 1 minute now to remember what I remembered about you on that cross? Because you were not a shadow in the crowd. You were the joy set before me. You were the echo that rang through every heartbeat, even as it slowed to stillness. And I would bleed again if that's what it took to remind you. You are not forgotten. You are forever mine. I did not have to come. I chose to. Glory did not eject me. Love compelled me. I stepped out of eternity, out of unapproachable light, out of angelic worship that never sleeps, and I chose a womb, a manger, a life marked with misunderstanding, suffering, and ultimately, the slow march to crucifixion. Why? Because I could not bear for you to live with the ache of abandonment. I couldn't stand the thought of you sitting alone in the dark, believing the lie that no one sees, no one hears, no one stays. So I came myself, not with trumpets or thunder, but with tears, with sweat, with dirt between my toes and blood in my veins. The kind of blood that would one day spill just to reach you in the dark places where your soul tried to hide. When others left, I came closer. When they walked away, I stepped in. I didn't send a messenger or angel to deal with your sorrow. I came wrapped in it. I chose to feel what you feel, carry what you carry, cry where you cry. I know what it is to be misunderstood, to be betrayed, to weep alone in gardens of pain while others sleep through your suffering. I gave up on my presence for proximity. I traded the endless chorus of heaven for the groans of a creation crying out for rescue. I put on skin that could be bruised, lungs that could be crushed, a heart that could stop beating, all so you'd never again believe the silence meant I had left you. Every night you cried into your pillow and wondered, "Where are you, God?" I was there, not as an idea or theology, but as a Savior who chose to feel what abandonment tastes like just so you'd never have to carry that weight alone. I was the breath beside your panic, the warmth inside your coldest hour. And yes, sometimes I didn't stop the pain, but I held you through it when no one else even noticed. Beloved, you don't need to wonder if I understand your darkness. I entered it. I walked through it. I bled in it. And I rose from it, holding the keys that ensure your darkness will never be the end of your story. So can you spare 1 minute to hear me now? 1 minute to let me step into the dark corner where you still don't feel worthy of light. Because I didn't give up glory to offer you temporary comfort. I gave up glory to give you eternal presence. A presence that doesn't just hover near, it dwells within. The same power that raised me from death now lives in you, not because you earned it, but because I emptied myself to fill you. Not because you were good enough, but because you were love enough. The throne I left wasn't lost, it was lent. I knew where I'd return, but I couldn't return until I made a way for you to return to me. So I carved a path through darkness with the lamp of my love. And it still burns, even now. In your silence, in your sorrow, in your 1 minute of surrender. I am here. Let me tell you a secret only heaven has known until now. There wasn't a single drop of blood that left my body that did not cry your name. Not one. Every crimson stream that flowed down that rugged wood, every trail of sacrifice etched into my skin, carried a message louder than thunder, more lasting than stone, and clearer than any human voice. You are worth it. Worth saving. Worth pursuing. Worth dying for. I did not flinch when they tore into my back. I did not withdraw when the thorns pierced deep. Because I was looking at you. I wasn't simply bleeding, I was speaking. I wasn't only dying, I was declaring. I was etching love into the earth in a language pain could never cancel and time could never erase. Do you hear me now, child? You were not saved by accident. You were not caught in the overflow of grace. You were the reason grace overflowed in the first place. And the enemy, oh, how he trembles at this truth. Because he cannot understand a love that bleeds. A love that doesn't give up when it's mocked. A love that doesn't pull away when it's rejected. A love that kneels in the garden of sorrow and still says, "Yes, Father, I'll go." My blood is not a symbol. It is a sentence served. A penalty paid. A covenant sealed. And every time shame tries to whisper, "You're too far gone," my blood shouts back, "Already covered." Every time regret rises to replay your failures, my blood answers, "Already forgiven." Every drop that fell was divine evidence that I would rather die than live without you. Do not let the familiarity of the cross make you forget its fury. The fury of love. The ferocity of redemption. I wasn't just wounded. I was willingly wounded. For you. I made no mistakes in my mission. I didn't miscalculate your value. I saw every future flaw and still chose you over comfort, over safety, over self-preservation. So why, beloved, do you question your worth? Why do you measure yourself by broken scales the world has built? Don't you see? I set the price. I named the ransom. And I paid it in blood, not because I was forced, but because I was fierce about you. That's what love does. It lays itself down without expecting applause. It sacrifices without looking for sympathy. And now, here I stand again. This time not on a cross, but in your room, in your silence, in your one sacred minute, reminding you that you don't have to earn what's already been poured out. My blood didn't just cleanse you. It crowned you. It claimed you. It covered you. And it still flows, not with guilt, but with grace. Not with sorrow, but with salvation. So if you've been wondering if I see you, if you matter, if you're still redeemable, child, look to the blood. It never lies. You hide it well. The regret, the ache, the silent rewind of decisions you wish you could redo. The moments where you try to smile while carrying the heavy cloak of shame no one else can see. But I see it, beloved. I've always seen it. And still, I didn't turn away. I didn't second-guess the cross. I didn't pause my descent from heaven because of the weight you'd carry. In fact, I came because of it. I saw the closet of secrets you locked up tight. I saw the words you wish you could unsay, the rooms you wish you never entered, the people you wish you never trusted. I saw all of it, and my response wasn't distance. It was deliverance. My reaction wasn't rejection, it was redemption. Before you even learned to say sorry, I had already written, "It is finished." Before you ever stumbled, I had already paved the way for your return. Shame was never meant to be your shadow. That was the serpent's voice, not mine. Let me remind you of something holy, something urgent, something heaven still shouts in your defense. I do not call you by your past. I do not identify you by your scars. I renamed you in blood. I called you righteous when you still felt ruined. I crowned you forgiven when you were still crawling through guilt. Not because you cleaned yourself up, but because I carried the mess and made it holy. Shame thrives in silence, but I break silence with salvation. Regret tries to replay your losses, but I've recorded your faith in every moment you dared to believe again. So when shame comes knocking, remind it who answered first, me. The one who stood in your place. the one who took the full weight of sin and shattered its hold with one cry of, "Father, forgive them." And child, I didn't say it generically. I said it specifically. For you. I am not here to rub your nose in what you did. I am here to lift your face into what I've already done. You punish yourself long enough. You've rehearsed your regrets, trying to pay a price I already paid in full. Let me take that weight from you now. Let me enter the deepest places where shame has tried to nest and evict every lie it told you. You're not unlovable. You're not disqualified. You're not ruined. You are redeemed. You are recalled. You are rising. You don't have to pretend anymore, not with me. You can fall apart in my presence and know I won't walk away. I'm the God who walks into gardens of hiding and calls you out by name, not with anger, but with restoration in my hands. So just 1 minute, beloved. 1 minute to lay it all down. Let me wash your regrets with words more powerful than shame. Let me clothe you in the truth I died to give you, that you are not what you did. You are who I say you are, and I say you are mine. You may think you have to earn your way back to me, that somehow, after all the detours and disasters, your return must come with retribution, that I'm sitting in heaven counting every delay as rebellion, every mistake as a strike against your name. But child, hear me clearly. The moment your heart turned toward home, I ran. I didn't wait. I didn't pace. I didn't cross my arms and make you grovel. I ran. Because love always runs toward the beloved. And I didn't run with punishment, I ran with preparation. I came carrying a robe of covering, a ring of covenant, and a feast of restoration. Before you could even stammer your apology, I was already calling for the celebration, because your return wasn't a threat to my holiness. It was the fulfillment of my heart. Even when you were far off, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I never once turned my face from you. I watched the path you took, not with disgust, but with desire. Every step you took away from me was countered by my steps toward you. I followed your sorrow. I stood beside your rebellion. I whispered truth into your confusion. And when the day came that your soul remembered my name, I broke through every barrier to welcome you back. I didn't wait for you to knock. I flung the door wide open. I didn't demand perfection. I offered peace. And that ring I placed on your finger, it wasn't just jewelry. It was identity. Authority. A divine reminder that you belong, not as a servant begging for scraps, but as a child seated at my table. That robe I wrapped around your shame. It wasn't decorative. It was prophetic, a covering of righteousness that says, "This one is mine." And oh, the feast I prepared, not a cold plate of guilt, but a table overflowing with grace. You thought I'd hold back, serve you leftovers, punish you with silence. But instead, I celebrated. Because I'm not in love with your performance. I'm in love with your presence. The moment you came back into my arms, heaven erupted. Angels danced. Joy resounded through the corridors of eternity. Why? Because the one I loved returned. And still, I ask, can you spare 1 minute now to believe that I'm not angry at you? Can you lay down the lie that says I'm disappointed and dare to believe that I'm delighted? You didn't catch me off guard with your failure. You didn't surprise me with your wandering. I already saw the end from the beginning, and still, I called you mine. I never stopped preparing your place. And I'm still here, with the robe, the ring, and the feast, whispering, "Welcome home." You look around and compare yourself to those who seem to have it all together, those who speak with spiritual confidence, who pray loud and long, who seem untouched by doubt. And in your quiet places you wonder, what about me? You wonder if my love is reserved for the polished, the put together, the already redeemed. But hear me now. I did not come for the polished. I did not die for the display case. I came for the shadow. I came for the ones still holding their hearts together with trembling hands and tear-stained prayers. I came for the weary ones who barely made it out of bed, for the ones whose past still plays like a broken record, for the ones who walk into churches and wonder if they are being judged more than welcomed. I came for you, not the version of you you try to pretend to be. You. A real, raw, ragged you. I didn't step into time to applaud perfection. I stepped into time to wrap my arms around imperfection and call it beautiful. I am the God who kneels in the dust, not to judge, but to lift. The God who eats with the rejected, who heals the unclean, who touches the ones everyone else avoids. My favorite place to show up is in the middle of a mess. Why? Because that's where glory gets the last word. Not in rehearsed religion, but in real, gritty redemption. I saw the mess you were in before you ever cried out for help, and I came running. Not with a checklist, but with compassion. Not with a lecture, but with love. And I'm still running now, child. I'm still stepping into your pain, still choosing you over and over and over again. You've asked if you're too far gone. My answer: never. There is no distance my love cannot cross, no darkness it cannot flood, no sin it cannot cover. I went to the grave to prove that nothing, not even death, can keep you from me. So why do you keep disqualifying yourself from a table I already set for you? Why do you let shame whisper lies when my cross already shouted truth? This invitation was never about how strong you are. It was always about how strong my love is. And I need you to hear this now. I'm not afraid of your mess. I'm not intimidated by your questions. I'm not disappointed in your doubts. I came for people just like you, and I'm still here, waiting, not for perfection, but for permission. 1 minute. Just 1 minute to let me love you right where you are. You've been taught to perform, to earn, to strive, to polish your prayers and sanitize your soul before you dare approach me. But that is not my way. That is not my art. I'm not looking for your perfection. I'm longing for your permission. I am not impressed by spotless rituals or rehearsed repentance. I am moved by the broken whisper that says, God, I need you. I don't wait for you to be ready. I wait for you to be real. That 1 minute you think is too messy to bring to me, that is the exact minute I long to flood with mercy. Because I am not the God who recoils at your humanity. I am the God who wrapped myself in it. I am not deterred by your sin. I am determined by my love. I don't need your performance. I need your yes. A trembling, hesitant, tearful yes is all I need to release rivers of mercy that wash away what years of shame tried to cement. You see, surrender isn't weakness. It's wonder. It's the holy exchange where you finally release the weight that was never yours to carry and receive the peace I died to give you. You keep thinking you need to fix it first, clean it up, figure it out. But child, that's not faith. That's fear wrapped in striving. And striving never satisfies. It only exhausts. I am not waiting for your best. I am reaching for your now. That quiet corner of your heart you've been hiding from even yourself. That's where I want to set up my throne. I don't need spotless floors to walk in. I come with a mop and miracle. I come to restore, not to reward. That's the mystery of mercy. It doesn't respond to merit. It responds to hunger. And your hunger, your weariness, your quiet desperation, They are music to me. So let me say it again. Beloved, not for emphasis, but for encounter. I don't need your perfection. I need your permission. Just 1 minute of honest surrender, 1 minute of whispered vulnerability, and I will do what no sermon, no strategy, no self-effort could ever do. I will flood your heart with mercy so real, it silences the shame that's been shouting for years. I will calm the chaos, not by snapping my fingers, but by sitting with you in it until the storm bows to peace. You are not a project to me. You are a person, a heart I handcrafted, a soul I sacrificed for, a name I wrote into the palms of my hands. So will you let me in? Not just into your words, but into your wounds. Not just into your Sundays, but into your sadness. I've never been interested in your perfect minutes. I've always wanted your honest ones. And now is one of those moments. This is holy ground. Let me in. You felt me chase you, call you, cover you, even when no one else stayed. And just as I gave everything to rescue you, I now ask you to be part of rescuing others. Every soul that hears these messages is a seed of eternity, and I am calling you to sow into the harvest. When you give, you don't just give money. You give minutes of me to someone who needs a lifeline. Your support becomes oil in the lamp of another's deliverance. Give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's not a verse for someone else. That's my promise to you, right now. I see every act of faith, and I multiply it like the loaves in the wilderness. Don't wait. Give now, through Super Thanks, membership, or the link below, and become part of a divine rescue. You think no one saw you. You think the world moved on while you sat in the quiet of your breakdown. But child, I was there. I was there when you turned off the lights and turned up the volume of your thoughts, hoping sleep would rescue you from the ache that pressed against your chest. I saw the pillow wet with tears no one else knew about. I saw the way your body curled in on itself, not just from exhaustion, but from emptiness. You wondered if anyone noticed the silent unraveling, the slow ache that you've become an expert at hiding behind smiles and sarcasm. But I saw. I noticed. And every tear that fell was not lost in the sheets. It was caught in my hands. I am the God who doesn't just count the stars. I count your sighs. Every tremble in the night, every deep breath you took to stop from screaming, every time you said I'm fine when your soul was falling apart, I was there. And I didn't flinch. I didn't leave. I stayed. Because I don't just comfort crowds, I comfort the cried. I don't just walk through gardens of praise, I walk through valleys of panic. And yes, I heard the question you didn't dare voice aloud. Does anyone really see me? My answer then, and now, and forever, is yes. Me. I do. When your friends didn't notice, I leaned in. When no one responded to your subtle cries for help, I recorded everyone. And I didn't just observe, I wept with you. I felt your heartbreak as if it were my own. Because your pain is not foreign to me. It's familiar. I've carried it. I've bled beneath it. I've been pierced by it. And that's why I can sit with you now, not with a clipboard of corrections, but with a lap full of comfort. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to feel with you. I'm not rushing you through your healing. I'm holding you through it. So please don't believe the lie that says you've cried too long, or that your sorrow disqualifies you from joy. I am joy. And I chose you. Not when you were strong, but when you were silent. Not when you were shining, but when you were shaking. The moment you thought, no one will ever understand this pain, was the moment I came closest. Because I don't run from pain. I redeem it. And I'm redeeming yours now. Not with a quick fix, but with eternal presence. My hands are still scarred. That means they still carry power. Not just to save, but to soothe. Let me touch the ache. Let me sit in the room where you weep. I promise I won't ask you to stand before you're ready. I'll sit with you until the strength returns. And it will return. Because I'm not leaving. Not tonight. Not ever. I still see you. And I love you, not in spite of the tears, but through them. My child, I did not stretch my arms wide on the cross to guilt you into obedience. I did it to gather you into a love that refuses to let go. I did not surrender my spirit to burden you with repayment. I surrendered to remove the distance, to erase the debt, to eliminate the question of whether you were ever wanted. You are. Not vaguely, not conditionally, but fiercely. You see, human love often comes with hidden contracts, silent clauses that whisper, "You'll be loved if you'll be safe when you'll be chosen once," but I am not man. I do not love with loopholes. I do not embrace with expiration dates. My love does not depend on your goodness. It flows from mine. And I gave my life not to start a transaction, but to finish a war. The war in your heart that keeps asking, am I enough? Am I wanted? Am I safe to be seen? Yes. Yes, child. Forever yes. I did not die so you'd walk around with a heavy ledger of what you owe me. I died so you'd walk into freedom, carried by arms that refuse to let you fall. This isn't obligation. It's obsession. I am obsessed with your freedom. Obsessed with your healing. Obsessed with the sound of your voice in my presence. I don't merely tolerate you. I delight in you. Every flaw you try to hide, I've already seen, and still, I call you beautiful. Every wall you've built, I've already walked around, and still, I knock. Not to condemn, to come in. To commune. My love is not a contract. It's a covenant. Sealed not in ink but in blood. Not signed with a pen, but with a pierced hand. And once I signed your name on my heart, I never erased it. You don't have to pay me back. You just have to let me love you. That's the invitation. That's always been the invitation. I didn't pour out my life to make you a slave. I did it to call you mine. You don't have to hustle for hugs. You don't have to strive for belonging. You already have it. And still, I ask, not from demand, but desire, will you open your heart for just 1 minute? Let me show you what real embrace feels like. The kind of embrace that doesn't loosen when you're weak. The kind that surrounds you on your worst day and whispers, "You're still my joy." My love is not alone. It's a flood. A fierce, forever unshakable flood. And it's washing over you now. Let it in. I watch you reach. Reach for comfort in cups that never quench. Reach for affirmation in eyes that never really saw you. Reach for stillness in success, in screamed in silence. And yet, the more you reached, the emptier it became. The louder the applause, the lonelier your soul. Because peace doesn't come from outside you. It comes from within me. And I am not hiding. I am not distant. I am not far. I am standing right beside you, right now. In this very room, in this very breath. Not as an idea. Not as a concept. As peace embodied. As presence incarnate. I don't bring peace. I am peace. I don't just quiet storms. I enter into them with eyes like fire and a voice that even waves obey. You searched in relationships, in routines, in religious rituals, hoping something would click, that some version of doing it right would finally unlock rest for your soul. But peace is not the reward of performance. Peace is the presence of a person, me. You will find it in numbing the ache. You'll find it when you dare to let me hold the ache. When you dare to let me step into the inner courtroom of your chaos and declare, peace. Be still. And hear me, that peace doesn't mean all the circumstances vanish. It means you won't face them alone. It means your chest won't feel like it's collapsing under the weight of fear anymore. It means your nights can be flooded with rest instead of racing thoughts. It means you stop negotiating with anxiety and start partnering with me. I am not asking you to manufacture calm. I'm inviting you to receive mine. That's what I gave on the cross, not just pardon, but peace. Verfing peace. Peace that guards. Peace that guides. Peace that stays when the world walks out. And the best part, you don't have to climb mountains to find it. You just have to notice me standing beside you. I've been here the whole time. Through the failures, the panic attacks, the panic you never spoke of, the pretending. I was there when your chest tightened and your soul shrank under the pressure. And I'm here now. Arms open. Voice gentle. Power absolute. Just 1 minute, child. 1 sacred minute. Look at me. Not around me. Not above me. And me. Peace isn't on its way. It's already here. I am peace. And I'm already beside you. Child, you've been running hard. Trying. Striving. Doing everything you know how to do to fix what's broken inside you. And still, the ache lingers. You've built routines to stay afloat, responsibilities to stay respected, and walls to stay protected. But deep down, you know what I've always known. It's not working. Not really. Your soul is tired. Not just tired, weary. And that weariness doesn't come from weakness. It comes from fighting battles in your own strength that were never yours to win alone. You've convinced yourself that if you just do more, be more, try harder, stay stronger, then peace will come. Then the storm will stop. But beloved, storms don't respond to striving. They respond to my voice. And the whisper you've been missing, the one that doesn't scream but still silences everything, is waiting right here. 1 minute in my presence will accomplish what a lifetime of trying never could. Because I am not a taskmaster. I'm not waiting for performance. I'm waiting for presence. Yours. Not the polished version of you, but the present one. The one willing to stop and breathe and let me speak. You see, the storm isn't just outside you. It's in you. The thoughts that spin, the fears that flood, the inner critic that never sleeps. I hear it all. And yet, with a single word I can calm it. Not because you figured it out, but because you invited me in. That's the power of my presence. It doesn't just visit your life, it transforms it. I step into the boat you're in, even when it's halfway underwater, and I speak with the same authority that shaped galaxies. Peace. Be still. And everything listens, even the fear inside you. But it starts with 1 minute. Just one. Not a minute of eloquent prayer. Not a minute of perfect posture. A minute of surrender. Of silence. Of letting my spirit do what your soul hath been longing for all this time. Rest. True, lasting, soul-deep rest. The kind that doesn't evaporate when trouble returns. The kind that anchors you when the world spins sideways. Come to me, all who are weary. That was never just a verse. It was my heart cry. And it's still my invitation. You don't need to solve it all before you come. You just need to come. 1 minute. One moment. One holy breath. Let me speak. Let me still. Let me do what only I can do, not because you deserve it, but because you're mine. There are memories you don't revisit often, moments too painful to relive, so you bury them beneath busyness and smile through the scar. But I was there. I saw it all. I saw the rejection that sliced deeper than anyone knew. The friendship that crumbled without warning. The conversation that left you hollow. The silence that screamed, "You're not enough." I felt the sting when you were passed over, overlooked, discarded like you were disposable. And I wept with you. Not from afar, from within. Every moment you felt unseen by others. I was drawing nearer, wrapping invisible arms around your heart, whispering, "I see you. I see everything. And I choose you." You've mistaken rejection for identity. But child, people's dismissal of you is not a mirror of your worth. It's a reflection of their blindness to the treasure they missed. I never missed you. Not once. Do you know why I lingered near when others walked away? Because I'm not like them. I don't love based on usefulness. I don't leave when you're not shining. I don't need you to impress me. I already chose you. Before you could fail me. Before they could reject you. Before you could doubt yourself. I chose you, not as a second option. Not out of obligation, but out of overflowing affection. My love is not the echo of other people's acceptance. My love is the original voice, the one that said, "Let there be light," and also said, "Let there be you." And it is still speaking, still choosing, still chasing you down when you feel most unwanted. The rejection didn't change my affection. Your silence didn't drown out my song over you. I know how hard it is to believe you're still wanted. I know how your heart flinches when people get close, because deep down you expect them to leave too. But child, hear me. I'm not going anywhere. I am the one who stays. When the crowd thins. When the spotlight fades. When the text goes unanswered. When the door closes. I stay. And not only do I stay, I speak. I speak life over your wounds, truth over your lies, destiny over your despair. I choose you. Over and over again. Not because of what you bring, but because of who you are to me. You are my beloved. My treasure. My joy. The one I sought even when others turned away. And I'm still here. Still whispering your name in rooms where no one else notices. Still fighting for your heart behind the scenes. Still writing chapters of glory that rejection could never erase. So 1 minute, child. 1 breath of courage. Let me in. Let me rewrite the story rejection tried to finish. Let me fill the empty places with a truth they never told you, that you are chosen. Seen. Hear you. Always. There were moments you thought I left. Seasons where my silence felt like absence. Times when your own guilt convinced you that you had gone too far, done too much, fallen too hard. But child, that was never me speaking. That was shame. And shame is a liar. I want you to hear me clearly now. There has never been a moment I turned away from you. Not one. Even when you pulled away from me, even when you ran in the opposite direction, I pursued. I followed. I wept. I whispered. And I waited. I never stopped weaving destiny into your days, even the ones you thought were wasted. Because what looks like a detour to you, I used as a deeper route. You may have wandered, but I never once lost sight of you. Your name was still written on my hands. Your purpose still alive in my plan. Your future still secure in my grip. You think I only walk the straight paths, but I am the God of the wilderness. I'm the God who shows up in dry places, who speaks from burning bushes, who finds the one sheep even when 99 stay behind. I don't abandon people when they're messy. I don't throw away stories when they get complicated. I'm not intimidated by your detours. I use them. I don't need a perfect path to bring you to a perfect promise. I need your heart. That's it. And even when you stop trusting me, even when you question my timing, my goodness, even my existence, I stayed. I cried with you in your confusion. I held back the full force of darkness when you didn't even know you were in danger. And I kept speaking, not with thunder but with tenderness. Not with punishment but with patience. Because I knew you'd hear me again. I knew there'd be a moment, maybe even this moment, when your soul would pause long enough to ask, could he still want me after all this? My answer is yes. Always yes. I'm not here to rewind your regrets or review your record. I'm here to redeem, to restore, to resurrect what the enemy convinced you was beyond repair. I never dropped your calling. I never evoked your identity. I never tore up the blueprint. I held it close. I kept it safe. And I've been preparing you, even in the hidden places. What the enemy used to deter you, I'm now using to deepen you. And what you thought was a delay, I've turned into destiny. So can you spare 1 minute now? 1 moment to believe that I never turned away. That I still call you mine, not because you're perfect, but because I am faithful. I never left. I never gave up. I never stopped choosing you even when you stopped choosing me. And I'm still here, child, waiting to walk with you, not just back to where you were, but forward into everything I've still written for your life. So many see the cross as a final chapter, the dramatic end to a beautiful but tragic tale. But child, the cross was never the end. It was the door, the entryway to everything your heart has longed for: belonging, peace, purpose, eternal life, intimacy with me. I didn't endure the agony of Golgotha just to leave you standing outside the threshold. I endured it to open something new, something holy. A path back to the garden. A way back to me. And I've been waiting, not with arms crossed in disappointment, but with arms wide open in welcome. You think you've stood at the edge too long. You think you've missed your moment. But what if this is the moment I had in mind all along? What if the door hasn't closed? What if it's just now opening wider? You've watched others walk through the door. You've heard their stories, seen their joy, wondered, could that be for me too? Yes. Not just yes in theory, yes in reality. The door is for you. And not just once, again and again. Every time you feel lost, there it is. Every time shame builds a wall, I break it down and point you back to the doorway. The cross wasn't just a place where I died. It was the place where you were reborn. Everything that held you back, sin, shame, fear, condemnation, was nailed there and left behind. And when I rose, I didn't just rise for glory. I rose so you could rise with me. Rise above regret. Rise into identity. Rise into relationship, not religion. I tore the veil so nothing would ever separate us again. And that tearing, it wasn't quiet. It was violent, intentional, vital. I didn't crack the door open. I blew it wide with blood and breath and resurrection fire. So what are you waiting for? I know it feels safer to stay on the edge, to admire grace from a distance, to watch others be loved, to keep rehearsing reasons why you don't belong. But child, you were never meant to stand outside. You were meant to come in. The cross is not a monument to admire. It's a doorway to enter. a portal into presence, a bridge between brokenness and belonging. And I am here now, whispering not commands, but invitations. Come. That's all. Come tired. Come trembling. Come messy. Come à jour. Yes, come. Let me show you what waits on the other side. Let me show you the love that doesn't flinch, the peace that doesn't fade, the destiny that doesn't depend on your past. The door is open. The veil is torn. The cross still stands. And I am here. Will you walk through? You spent so long trying to navigate your way back to something you think you lost, back to peace, back to clarity, back to me. But child, what if I told you you were never truly lost? What if the path you think you left behind was never the only one I intended for you? Because I don't just dwell on mountaintops, I meet my children on winding roads and crooked alleys too. And I need you to hear this, with holy conviction, with burning tenderness. You don't need to find your way back to me. I am the way. I'm not a destination you must rediscover. I'm the living path beneath your feet. I've been guiding your every step, even when you felt like you were walking blindfolded through chaos. Even when you took wrong turns, I rerouted you. Even when you strayed, I never lost track of your coordinates. While you were stressing over direction, I was walking beside you, whispering at every fork in the road, "You're not alone. Keep going. I'm here." That uneasy nudge in your chest, that flicker of conviction, that breath of comfort when the darkness felt suffocating, that was me. Not a sign, not a symbol. Me. And I know you've doubted it. I know you've looked at your life and thought, I've wandered too far. I've made too many wrong choices. But child, I don't measure progress the way the world does. I measure it by surrender, by trust, by the yes you whisper when you're exhausted and afraid. And you've whispered it more than you realize. So let me lift the pressure off of you. You don't need to map your way to me. You need only to pause, breathe, and recognize I've been here the entire time. Why here? Closer than your thoughts, closer than your breath. And this road you're on, it hasn't disqualified you, has equipped you. Every detour shaped your soul. Every delay carved depth into your faith. Every moment you thought was wasted, I used it. I turned ashes into strategy, pain into purpose, and confusion into the soil where wisdom could grow. So can you trust me now, not just as your destination, but as your direction? Can you release the shame that told you you had to earn your return? You're not returning. You're walking with me even now. And I'm not leading you in circles. I'm leading you home, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. I am the way, and I am still enough for you. You've carried chains that never belonged to you. Chains of guilt that tighten with every memory. Chains of fear that rattle in the dark corners of your mind. Chains of unspoken trauma, inherited patterns, words spoken over you in anger that still echo long after the voices went silent. And maybe no one else sees them. Maybe they just see the smile, the strength, the structure you've built to survive. But I see deeper. I see the wrists that ache from carrying weights I already wore. And I want you to hear me. When I said, "It is finished," I wasn't using poetic language. I was declaring war-ending authority. I wasn't just wrapping up my mission. I was ripping up the contract to hell thought it had on you. Every chain. Not some. Not just the obvious ones. Not just the ones religion pre-approved. Every chain. Every curse that's been passed through bloodlines. every lie that's wrapped around your identity like a noose, every shadow that creeps in during the night. I broke it. And that moment, the moment blood and breath collided on the cross, every shackle shattered. But child, here's what I need you to understand. Some chains stay not because they are stronger than me, but because you've been convinced they belong. That your anger is part of your personality. That your anxiety is a permanent condition. That your self-doubt is just reality. No, those are lies. Learned behaviors, not eternal truths. And I've come now, not just to remind you they are broken, but to walk you out of the cell you've stayed in far too long. You see, the prison door is open. The lock is melted. The guard has been silenced. The chains are on the ground. But it takes 1 minute of faith, 1 moment of choosing truth over trauma, to walk into the freedom that's already yours. And I know it feels too easy. I know you've spent years paying the tolls for sins I already covered. But what if you trusted my words more than your wounds? What if you let "it is finished" be your anthem, not just your theology? What if you lived like you were actually free? Because you are. And freedom isn't the absence of struggle. It's the presence of me, even within the struggle. Freedom means shame has no boat. Condemnation has no chair at your table. And your past has no power to rewrite the beauty I'm building in you. So let me say it again, with the weight of heaven and the roar of eternity. Vinate. Not in theory. In truth. You are not chained. You are chosen. You are not cursed. You are called. You are not bound. You are beloved. Walk out, child. Walk out of the guilt. Walk out of the fear. Walk out of the lie that says you'll never change. The cell is empty. The stone is rolled away. The verdict is overturned. And I am waiting, not to shame you, but to show you what freedom really feels like. Come see. Come feel. Come live. The chains are gone. Druevu. You've looked at your life and seen fragments. Pieces of a person you once believed in. Dreams that never made it past the storm. Relationships that ended with no explanation. Mistakes that now feel like stains. And somewhere along the way, you started believing a lie, that because you are broken, you must be disqualified. That maybe I'll love others, use others, choose others, but not you. Not like this. But child, listen carefully now. I do my best work in broken places. I don't avoid your fractures. I fill them. I don't pass over the shattered. I dwell among them. I am not drawn to strength the way you think. I am drawn to surrender. And surrender often comes wrapped in tears, in silence, in the kind of pain that makes you whisper, "God, I don't know how to keep going." I was there the moment the cracks began, not as a passive witness, but as a present redeemer. And I've never once recoiled from the parts of you you wish you could hide. In fact, it's those very places, the wounded, the fragile, the weary, where my glory loves to dwell. Because when the world says, "You're too much," or "You're not enough," I say, "You are exactly the kind of vessel I've been waiting for." Not because you've perfected the art of pretending, but because you finally realized you can't do it on your own. And child, that's not failure, that's freedom. Freedom to be known. Freedom to be held. Freedom to let me make beauty from ashes, not hypothetically, but literally. You see, I never asked you to put yourself back together. That's not your job. That's mine. I am the potter, and you are the clay. Not discarded, but in process. Not abandoned, but held. And when you try to glue your life together with shame and fear, it only hardens the pain. But when you hand me the shards, every sharp, painful, hidden piece, I create something the world cannot understand. I don't just restore. I redefine. I make mistakes from wreckage. I make oil flow from pressing. I make testimony from torment. And the beauty that will come from your brokenness will not just heal you, it will heal others. That is how powerful my grace is. So no, you are not too broken. You are exactly where I do my deepest work. And I am not leaving. I am not disappointed. I am here, hands ready, heart open, to make new what you thought could only be thrown away. Just give me 1 minute, child. 1 minute to do what shame tried to hide. 1 minute to breathe life into the ashes. 1 minute to whisper the truth louder than the lies. You are not too broken. You are exactly where glory begins. You've just heard me say, I am rewriting your story, not with ink, but with mercy, with fire, with blood. Now I ask, will you help me write someone else's? Your support is not just donation, it is partnership in prophecy. Each gift sends this message to hearts who feel forgotten, abandoned, or unseen. When you give, you release my light into places even pastors can't reach. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. And I, the Lord your God, will not let your obedience return void. This is not just generosity, it's divine timing. Step into this holy moment. Click Super Thanks, become a member, or use the link below, and let what I poured into you now pour out for others. Have you ever wondered why the things you thought would fulfill you did? Why even after success, applause, connection, adventure, there's still an ache. That ache is not dysfunction. It's design. I placed eternity within you. It's part of your wiring, your blueprint, your divine DNA. And when you try to satisfy an eternal longing with temporary things, it will always leave you empty. Not because you're broken, but because you're mine. And nothing apart from me will ever be enough. It wasn't meant to be. The ache you feel isn't proof of failure. It's proof that your heart still remembers heaven. I've watched you chase what the world says should make you happy. I've watched you strive, earn, build, achieve, and still feel like something is missing. That something isn't a thing. It's me. It's not that you need more. It's that you need what's eternal. What's real. What won't fade with trends or decay with time. And I am the only one who fits that shape in your soul. Everything else is temporary scaffolding. But I am the home your heart has always longed for. And the moment you stop trying to fill that space with noise, with distraction, with surface satisfaction, you will hear me whispering, I've been here all along. Do you know what eternity feels like when it stirs in your spirit? It feels like longing. It feels like knowing there's more, even when you don't have the language for it. It feels like tears during worship you didn't expect to cry. Like hunger you can't name. Like a pull toward something deeper when the world tells you to stay shallow. That's not confusion. That's calling. That's me. Pulling you. Drawing you. Inviting you back into the eternal rhythm of being known and loved and restored. Because you weren't created just to survive the day-to-day. You were made to walk with me. To commune with the divine. To live from the inside out. And until you return to me as your source, your center, your everything, there will always be a part of you that aches. But the ache doesn't have to win. Eternity doesn't just echo within you, it invites. And I'm inviting you now, not to religion, not to routine, but to relationship, to rest, to the kind of connection that makes every other counterfeit lose its power. Come back, child. not as punishment, as promise. Come not because you're forced, but because your heart knows you were made for me. And I've been waiting for you to come home to what you were always destined to carry, eternity, alive in you. You've tried to hide them, those places where pain etched its signature deep into your soul, the disappointments that linger like shadows, the wounds that seem to define you more than your victories. You've done your best to patch them up, to move on, to smile through the scar. But child, I never asked you to pretend they weren't there. I never asked you to hide what I long to heal. Because in my hands, wounds are not blemishes. They are blueprints. They are not shameful secrets. They are sacred sides. They are not where your story ends. They are where my glory begins. And I want you to know, I see every wound, and I still say, I'm not done with you. You see, the enemy wants you to believe that your brokenness disqualifies you, that your wounds make you less usable, less holy, less loved. But that's not truth. That's a lie dressed in guilt. Your wounds, when surrendered, don't push me away. They pull me in. Do you remember my son's hands? They still carry the wounds. Not hidden. Visible. Not erased by resurrection, but revealed through it. Why? Because they are proof. Proof of love. Proof of victory. Proof of what can happen when pain meets purpose. And just like him, I'm not trying to erase your wounds. I'm redeeming them. Transforming them into windows. Windows where my light, the kind of light that doesn't just comfort, but transforms, pours through and touches everyone who sees. The places you've tried to keep hidden, the trauma, the betrayal, the regret, the loss, or the very places I want to fill with my presence. I want to make your testimony unignorable. I want to make your healing so visible, so undeniable, that others begin to hope again just by looking at your life. And no, I'm not glorifying pain. I'm glorifying redemption. Because redemption is my signature. It's what I do. I take what was meant to destroy and turn it into deliverance. I take wounds and make them windows, openings where heaven shines through and tells the world, grace is real. Mercy is near. Restoration is possible. You are not just a survivor. You are a sign. A walking, breathing, radiant sign that says, God was here. So stop hiding, child. Don't rush to cover what I'm trying to uncover, not to expose, but to heal. Give me just 1 minute. One vulnerable, trembling minute. Let me show you what I see. Not weakness, but wonder. Not failure, but future. Not shame, but shining glory. I see windows, and I'm about to pour my light through them. Time has a way of testing faith. When the days stretch long and the prayers seem unanswered, it's easy to believe the lie that maybe I changed my mind, that maybe I forgot, that maybe what I once whispered to your heart was just a fleeting feeling, not a divine declaration. But child, hear me. I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten the tears you cried on your bedroom floor when no one else was watching. I have not forgotten the journal entries soaked in hope and frustration. I have not forgotten the dreams you dared to believe were from me, the ones you tucked away because the delay felt like denial. But delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. I have been working even in the waiting. You've asked, did I miss it? No, child. You didn't miss it. You're in it. Right now. Even the wandering has been woven into the promise. Even the detours have been drafted into the blueprint. I don't build with shortcuts. I build with foundations. And what you thought was me forgetting was actually me forming. Forming character. Forming resilience. Forming depth. because I care more about who you become than what you receive. The promise is real, but the person I'm shaping in the process is even more precious to me. And let me tell you this with clarity: what I start, I finish. I don't tease. I don't trick. I don't dangle dreams only to let them die. I'm a promise keeper, and I am on schedule, even when you don't see the clock. I've hidden treasures in the waiting, things you would have missed if I rushed it. I've placed strength in the silence, maturity in the mess, and roots in the stillness. Because when the promise comes, and it will come, I don't want it to crush you. I want you to carry it with joy. I want you to recognize my fingerprints all over it. I want you to say, only God could have done this. Only God could have timed it like this. And you will. Because I am not finished. The promise isn't fading, it's forming. It's being prepared behind the scenes, even now. So don't let go. Don't let delay make you doubt. Hold on. If all you can do today is lift your head and whisper, I still believe, then child, that is enough. That is holy. That is worship. And I receive it. I hold it. I honor it. Because I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned the blueprint. I have not missed the deadline. I have been writing, preparing, moving, and the very fact that you're still here, still listening, still hoping is proof. Proof that my hand is still on you. So take heart. The promise still stands. And so do I. The story of your life is not over. No matter what chapters you think are too messy, too painful, or too far gone, I want you to know this: I hold the pen. And I do not tremble when I write your name. I am not editing your life to erase the broken parts. I am redeeming them to reveal my glory. What men wrote in judgment, I rewrite in mercy. What the enemy tried to stamp in finality, I overwrite with a declaration that echoes through heaven. This one belongs to me. Child, your story is not a tragedy. It is not a cautionary tale. It is not a lost cause. It is a testimony in progress, and I am not finished. I never stopped writing. I never stopped dreaming over you. Some chapters were written in pain. Yes, I wept with you as the ink bled onto the page. Betrayal, rejection, heartbreak, failure. But don't mistake the valley for the end. Don't confuse the wilderness for your grave. I do my most miraculous work in unfinished stories. And hear me, I never needed perfect characters to craft perfect endings. I use the raw, the real, the rejected, and I turn them into redemption. I don't write for applause. I write for transformation. And what I am doing in your life, even now, will turn heads not because of the spotlight but because of the Spirit. Because of the unmistakable fingerprints of a God who refused to leave you stuck in the middle of a broken paragraph. Every drop of blood my son shed was for this very purpose, not just to forgive your past, but to rewrite your future, to take the pages soaked in shame and transform them into scrolls of grace. You think you've disqualified yourself, but child, you were never the qualifier to begin with. I am. And I say you are chosen. You are still called. You are not a lost page. You are my masterpiece in motion. And my love for you is not some delicate feeling. It's a holy force. Unstoppable, unrelenting, undefeated love that refuses to give up. Even when you did. Especially when you did. I never put the pen down. Not once. So I ask, beloved, will you give me 1 minute? One final minute to remind you that your story is not over. It is being rewritten. Not in ink that fades, but in blood that speaks. Not in shame, but in mercy. Not in fear, but in love, insoluble, imaginable love. and I am writing even now. Let me finish what I began. Let me turn the page. This is not a demand. This is a plea, a divine, sacred invitation from the one who hung the stars and yet chose your heart as the dwelling place I desired most. I gave everything, not symbolically, literally. I gave breath, blood, body, not to coerce your love, but to offer mine without conditions. And now I ask, as gently as I can you spare 1 minute? What holy moment. One real surrender. One choice to turn toward me and not away. I am not asking for your perfection. I am asking for your attention. I am not demanding performance. I am yearning for presence. Yours. There is nothing you could give me that I do not already own, except your yes. Your willing yes. Your broken yes. Your whispered yes. And that one yes, it changes everything. I gave my life not to control you, but to set you free. Free from guilt. Free from pretending. Free from the tremble of trying to earn my already paid for. I want your life not to dominate it, but to dwell in it. To walk with you again, like in the garden. To know you fully and be known by you. Can you spare 1 minute to look up, to breathe deep, to say, here I am. Not fixed, not finished, but here. That's all I've ever wanted. You, present, open, surrendered. This is the moment. Not tomorrow. Not when you get your act together. Now. Because love doesn't wait to be deserved. Love moves when it sees a heart willing. And I see your heart. Even now, through the noise, through the fear, through the resistance. I see the spark. I see the ache. I see the longing to belong somewhere safe. Come home. That's all. Come. Bring me the weight. Bring me the fear. Bring me the questions. And bring me you. I already gave my life for yours. Now I ask, not with guilt, but with longing, will you give me 1 minute? 1 minute to change the next 100 years of your family. 1 minute to heal decades of hidden pain. 1 minute to say yes to eternity. 1 minute to begin again. 1 minute to open the door that shame locked. 1 minute to let me flood your soul with what you were made for. Just one. I promise you, child, if you give me that minute, you'll never be the same. I gave my life for you, not to collect applause, but to awaken a generation. And now I'm calling you to help me reach them. With your yes, with your seed, with your support, we can send this word into prisons, bedrooms, phones, and hearts, wherever my children cry, God, are you still there? When you give, you are fueling the fire of revival. You are putting manna into someone else's wilderness. As you've done it to the least of these, you've done it unto me. This is more than a moment. It's a mission. Don't hesitate. Partner with me through Super Thanks membership or the donation link, and let heaven echo your generosity. Beloved, if even one word pierce the veil today, don't let this moment slip away. Declare it below. You gave your life for me. I give you my minute. Let your comment be a covenant. Let it echo through the heavens as a prophetic yes. I am watching, waiting, and moving on every heart that responds. Don't scroll past this. Respond to me. Right here. Right now. And as you offer me that minute, let time itself slow around you. This is not a demand for attention. It is an invitation into remembrance. What you've just acknowledged carries a weight far deeper than words, a cost far greater than moments. Stay with me here, because the peace you're seeking was purchased long ago, and it has a name, a place, and a story you must never forget. Come closer, my beloved child. Come close now, and let us talk about the price of your peace. Listen to the echo of Calvary, for it is a sound meant to resonate in the quietest chambers of your heart. I know the way the world tries to weigh you down, placing crushing burdens upon your soul that you were never meant to carry. You worry about your past failures, feeling that great mountain of mistake and regret pressing down on your shoulders. You believe that every difficult day is a payment for something you did wrong, but I tell you plainly, I bore the entire weight of your redemption. Look at your life. Look at the unspoken debt that hung over you, the crushing burden of sin that demanded a perfect sacrifice. Your humanity, for all its love and striving, could never clear that ledger. Only I could do this, my beloved. Only I could step into the breach. Feel the truth of that moment. Understand the immense, heavy gravity of it all. I know the feeling of that knot in your stomach when you face an impossible challenge at work or when you look at the dwindling balance in your bank account. That fear, that stress, it feels like a heavy chain, does it not? That is but a shadow of the real, eternal chains that bound you, my precious one. Do you truly grasp the priceless exchange that took place on that hill? You were sentenced, and I stepped forward. Your eternal freedom, the right to stand unashamed in my presence, cost me my very life. It was a transaction of extreme love, a singular choice with unending consequences. I saw the full scope of your unworthiness, and my love did not waver. Instead, it surged, finding its ultimate expression in laying down my life for you, my friend. Accept this truth. Greater love has no one than this. Look deeper still. Think about those nights when the pressure feels overwhelming, and you pray, I can't do this, my God. I hear that prayer, and I know that exact feeling. Recount the memory of the agony in the garden, my human struggle before the cross. I, too, wrestled with the immense, staggering cost. I felt the deep reluctance of my human will against the divine command. But I chose your freedom over my own comfort. I prayed then, not my will, but yours be done, and in that moment of complete surrender, I secured your every future victory. Recognize that my agony wasn't just physical. It was the unimaginable spiritual burden of taking on all the world's sorrow and sin. I did it willingly, my love, because you are my beloved child. Therefore, command your anxious spirit to remember the empty tomb's promise. The end of my physical life was not the conclusion of the story, was it? No, my victory was total, spectacular, and undeniable. The grave could not hold me. Fear could not conquer me. My resurrection is the living, breathing proof that your devotion is not in vain. See how I shattered every chain that could ever bind you. Now, let the echo of that victory silence the voice of every adversary, every doubt, and every lie that whispers of your defeat. My child, my heart's yearning for you is a constant flame that no flood can extinguish. I paid the ultimate price, making the supreme sacrifice. Now I ask you a direct, simple question. You are my creation, bought and redeemed by the unending flow of my blood. If I gave my eternal life for you, can you spare a mere minute of your earthly, fleeting time to acknowledge that love? Can you pause your frantic, busy world and offer me the simple gift of your presence? This is my heart's continual yearning, my beloved, a moment of communion that confirms you accept and value the priceless gift I have given. Rise now and let that question anchor your spirit. Ponder this profound, beautiful truth. I did this for you. I am asking only for you. My precious one, let us now turn our hearts toward the incredible, transformative nature of the gift I placed in your hands, the gift secured by my ultimate sacrifice. You must understand the extent of my forgiveness, It is not a grudging pardon, but a limitless, overflowing river of grace. I see the guilt that clings to you, the heavy, constant reminder of things you wish you could erase. You often judge yourself by the depth of your failures, but I judge you by the immeasurable depth of my own love. I tell you today, the pardon offered through my blood extends to every single transgression, past, present, and future. Do you feel that fear of unworthiness that wraps itself around your heart like a cold, iron band? Cast it off. My forgiveness is total, complete, and final. You are not partially cleansed, you are wholly, beautifully restored. I took every scrap of your sin, every moment of weakness, and buried it in the deepest sea of my mercy, never to be remembered again. I have granted you a clean slate, a brilliant new beginning, a chance to walk in the sunshine of my favor without the shadow of the past darkening your path. Open your eyes and behold the magnificent reality of the new covenant established through my sacrifice. Before the cross, your relationship with the Father was distant, marked by rituals and high walls. But I, your Savior, came to change everything. My death inaugurated a direct, personal, and unbreakable relationship with the Father, making you a member of my immediate family. You no longer need mediators or complicated steps to reach the throne of grace. Come directly. You have direct access to the very heart of the Creator. This is a covenant sealed not with the blood of animals, but with my own, and that makes its promises eternal and unshakable. Do not minimize this truth by living like a spiritual orphan. You are a child of the King, and the door to my presence is perpetually open. Step through it with boldness and confidence, and claim your place at my table. I desire your constant presence, not just for a fleeting moment, but as an integral, cherished part of my daily life. I need you to grasp this deeply. No deed can purchase this gift. You cannot work your way into my acceptance. You cannot earn my love through endless striving or weary self-denial. Salvation is pure grace, a breathtaking, undeserved favor, not earned by human works in any measure. Stop measuring your worth by your performance. The exhaustion and anxiety that grip you when you fall short are thieves that steal the joy of my salvation. I see your constant effort, the internal pressure you place upon yourself to be perfect. Release that burden. I accomplished everything needed on the cross, and your only work now is to simply accept the finished masterpiece of my love. Your striving is futile. My finished work is perfect. Rest in my victory. I love you because I chose to love you, not because you finally got everything right. Visualize the moment, the veil torn in two, that heavy, sacred curtain that once separated humanity from the very presence of God was violently, dramatically ripped open when I breathed my last. It was a cosmic declaration, access granted. The torn veil is your invitation. It symbolizes the direct, unhindered access to the Father made possible solely by my death. No more distance and no more separation. You can enter the Holy of Holies, the very heart of my being, any time, any place, for any reason. Use this access. Do not let the false humility of the world keep you standing timidly outside the door. Walk in with the assurance of a child walking into the home of their loving Father. This privilege is unparalleled, magnificent, and it is yours. I paid the price so you would never have to hesitate again. Understand the magnificence of your future. You possess the inheritance of the saints. I have not only forgiven your past and secured your present, but I have completely redefined your future. You are co-heirs with me in my eternal kingdom. Think of the boundless, unimaginable riches of heaven, the endless peace, the glorious light. All of it is part of your spiritual birthright. You are not a casual guest. You are family, destined for glory. Lift your eyes from the mundane struggles of this fading world and fix your gaze upon the eternal weight of glory that awaits you. Your earthly trials are but momentary setbacks when compared to the magnificent inheritance I have secured for you. Claim your destiny by living today with the confidence of one who knows where their eternity is settled. Finally, receive the depth of acceptance as a child. This is not a formal legal adoption, my beloved. It is a radical, heart-to-heart welcoming. You are adopted into my divine family, not as a distant relative, but as a cherished son or daughter. I look at you with eyes of perfect, unwavering love. You are a treasure, unique, and irreplaceable. Embrace your identity. You are no longer a slave to fear, sin, or the opinions of others. You are my beloved child. This is the most beautiful truth of your existence, the foundation upon which you should build your entire life. Let this acceptance sink into the core of your being. I am here, I have paid, and I have accepted you. Your only task now is to believe this truth and live in this freedom. Begin today by pausing for that simple, intentional minute, acknowledging the boundless love that purchased this immeasurable gift for you. My child, let us talk now about the desire that burns most intensely within my heart for you: intimacy. I have given you the eternal gift, paid the ultimate price, and secured your future, but I did not do it for you to simply acknowledge the sacrifice from a safe distance. I did it to be close, deeply, authentically close to you. I want you to feel my presence in the quiet moments of your life. Do you feel that slight hesitation, that internal friction before you turn to me? Recognize that hesitation as the quiet knock at the door of your heart. I stand there, patiently, persistently, waiting for you to open up and invite me into your mess, your joy, and your simple, everyday reality. I know your busy schedule, the relentless demands of your day, but I ask for just a minute, a small window of opportunity. Open the door now. Let me step inside and transform your moment into a sanctuary of peace. My love is not intrusive. It waits for your willing invitation. I have a profound desire for daily communion. I do not just want your formal attention once a week when you gather with others. I want your unhurried, intentional time every single day. Think of it as the spiritual fuel that propels your spirit through the day's challenges. Do not cheat yourself by snatching a quick, distracted thought while you rush out the door. I crave quality, focused time with you. Your life, your thoughts, your whole existence is laid bare before me, but I delight in hearing your voice, in seeing your face turn towards my light. This time is not a chore for you. It is a deep pleasure for me. Come and be nourished. Replenish your weary soul in my presence. I offer you not just grace, but the deep satisfaction that comes only from true, loving connection. I challenge you to see this minute as more than just a Sunday. Your faith is not meant to be a weekend activity compartmentalized from your work, your family, and your choices. Make me the true center of your entire existence. Let me infuse your mundane tasks with divine purpose. When you face that stressful meeting or that difficult family conversation, let my wisdom be the quiet counsel in your mind. The world attempts to confine me to a building or a book, but I desire to inhabit your entire life. Break down those separating walls and allow me to be present in every single moment of your reality. Do not leave me waiting on the periphery of your important decisions. I am your God, your Savior, and your closest companion. Involve me completely. You do not have to explain your suffering to me. I already know the unspoken burden that you carry. I feel the knot in your stomach, the tightness in your chest when fear grips your soul. I see the hidden anxieties you tuck away, the things you believe you must face alone. Stop hiding your hurt from me. I want to lift that crushing weight from your shoulders. You were never designed to bear the full gravity of life's trials. Surrender those secret fears and allow my perfect peace to flood your soul. The moment you hand those worries over, I take them. I am waiting to exchange your heavy yoke for my easy burden. Trust my capacity to handle what keeps you awake at night. I want to teach you listening to the still, small voice amidst the world's deafening noise. The media clamors for your attention, the demands of your day roar constantly, and the adversary whispers ceaselessly in your ear. But my guidance rarely comes in a hurricane. It comes in a gentle, subtle whisper that requires your intentional stillness to perceive. Hush your soul. Command the chaos around you to fall silent for that minute. Practice discerning my voice by constantly turning your attention back to me. The more you seek my presence in the quiet, the clearer my guidance will become. Do not mistake the clamor of the world for the call of your God. Focus on my truth. I promise you clarity, direction, and the unshakable wisdom that the world cannot offer. Finally, come to me for sharing the deepest secrets. I am not a judge waiting to condemn you. I am your Father waiting to embrace you. I know your flaws, your doubts, and the parts of yourself you try desperately to hide from others. Pour out your true self without the smallest fear of my judgment. Bring the shame you carry, the mistakes you regret, the desires you feel guilty about. Bring all of it. My presence is the one place in the entire universe where you can be completely vulnerable and only receive unconditional love and restorative mercy. Do not carry the burden of secrecy any longer. Let it go. I am here, I am listening, I am ready to cleanse, heal, and affirm your worth. Begin this new journey of radical honesty with me today. My beloved child, let us strip away all complication and ceremony and focus on the simplicity of my ask. I have not demanded days of fasting or long hours of arduous ritual. I have simply asked for the minute of intentional focus, 60 seconds of your undivided, precious attention. This time is not meant to be squeezed in as an afterthought, but set apart as a sacred moment in your day, free from the digital noise and the clamoring demands that constantly distract you. Think of this minute as an anchor that drops into the calm depths of my love, holding your frantic ship steady amidst the stormy currents of your life. Dedicate this time with precision and reverence. Make a deliberate choice to stop the striving, silence the distractions, and be fully present with me. This singular minute, offered with sincere focus, is worth more than hours spent in empty, rote routine. Commit to this simple act and watch the profound transformation it brings. You must understand that it is not a ritual, but a relationship that I seek. I do not crave empty repetition or a mere checking off of a box on your daily list. I long for authentic, living connection. Rituals are what you perform, relationship is what we share. This minute is designed to be a genuine encounter, a heartfelt turning of your soul toward my light. I know the world teaches you that quantity matters, but in my economy, quality of connection reigns supreme. If your heart is truly present, that minute can open the heavens. Stop striving for perfect performance, strive instead for perfect presence. Breathe in my truth and let my spirit fill your spirit, transforming your duty into a deep, satisfying delight. Exchange your checklist for my open arms. I promise you that I meet you in the spirit of a closest companion, not a distant, critical judge. Consider this minute as an investment with eternal returns. Look at the vast hours you spend pursuing earthly, fleeting gains, the job, the possessions, the temporary comforts. And now, weigh that against the immeasurable, lasting value of time spent in communion with me. This minute, offered with devotion, is a seed planted in eternal soil, yielding returns of peace, wisdom, and an unwavering hope that no market crash can steal. Do not undervalue this investment. Your earthly time is finite, but the connection you forge with me is infinite in its reward. The world calls you foolish for taking time away from your frantic pursuit of more. I call you wise and discerning. Invest wisely in the one thing that truly lasts. I guarantee a return on your time that will eclipse every earthly achievement. I call you into the power of stillness. Sit down now. Be present. Release all striving and all effort. I know the voice in your mind tells you that you must always be doing something, achieving, producing. That voice is a thief of your peace. I want you to simply be in my presence, resting in the assurance of my sovereignty. Let the anxiety about tomorrow, the pressure of yesterday, simply dissipate in the perfect calm that surrounds my throne. Stillness is not idleness. It is active surrender, the most powerful posture you can take against the chaos of the world. Let your soul be silent, my beloved. I will do the work of refreshing, replenishing, and realigning your spirit while you simply rest in my love. Do not think that a minute is too small. I tell you, it is a seed of faith planted. Just as a tiny mustard seed grows into a magnificent tree, this small act of daily dedication will blossom into a deep, unwavering devotion that transforms your life. You do not need to start with hours of meditation. You need only to start with sincerity and consistency. Nurture that seed with your intentional presence, and I will provide the divine sunlight and living water for its growth. I cherish the small beginnings, the simple, honest offerings of your heart. Be consistent, my child. Do not despise the small things. Your faith is not measured by its size today, but by its fidelity tomorrow. I promise you that your minute will become a mighty root system for your entire spiritual life. Finally, I pose this minute as a test of priority. When your day is filled with pressing obligations, urgent demands, and relentless noise, where do I truly rank in your busy schedule? Is the minutes spent with me the first thing you sacrifice when the pressure mounts? I do not need this time for my benefit, my precious one, but for yours. Your minute with me is the foundation of your resilience, the source of your unshakable peace. Prove to yourself the measure of your devotion. Place me first. Set that minute apart with unwavering resolve, and I promise you that the rest of your day will fall into its proper, perfect alignment. The time you give to me, I multiply for you. Prioritize the eternal, and watch the temporal bend to my will. My beloved child, let the image of my suffering not be a cause for sorrow, but a constant, powerful source of strength and certainty. I offer you proof written in blood, the enduring, undeniable mark of my wounds, my sacred scars, which serve as the definitive testament to my eternal promise to you. You worry about many things that are temporary, but my scars are everlasting witnesses of the price paid for your salvation. You may doubt your own worth when you stumble, but I point to my hands, my feet, my side, and remind you, you are worth this. Look closely at these marks, my child. They are not signs of defeat. They are the indestructible seals of your victory and my unwavering commitment. Let them be your most powerful daily remembrance that you are no longer your own, but are bought with a price. I have given you the scars as a compass. When the path ahead seems dark, uncertain, or filled with competing voices pulling you in different directions, look to the scars, for they will always guide you back to the center of my redemptive plan. Use them as your true north. They point to the core truth that everything I do flows from sacrificial love and perfect justice. If a choice you face leads you away from love or righteousness, know that your compass is pointing you on. Read the truth written there. I suffered so that you could live freely and righteously. Align your steps with the path of truth shown by my wounds. Do not stray into the wilderness of compromise or self-doubt. Let my enduring marks be the unmistakable direction for your soul. When sickness or sorrow tries to grip your body or your heart, remember the profound truth of healing found in the stripes. You are not meant to carry the full weight of sickness, pain, or generational brokenness. My prophet spoke clearly, "By my stripes, you are healed." This promise encompasses more than just physical restoration. It is the complete wholeness of your spirit, soul, and body. I willingly received the lashing, the piercing, and the trauma so that you could receive perfect, restorative grace. Claim this healing now. Speak this truth over your life, over your family, and over your fears. Stop passively accepting the pain the world tries to impose on you. My wounds are your warrant for wellness. Draw strength from my suffering and walk in the abundance of life that I purchased for you. Consider the weight of a crown of thorns exchanged for your present comfort. I wore the crown of mockery, pain, and ultimate rejection so that you could wear the crown of righteousness and live under the canopy of my favor. Your fleeting moments of discomfort, your periods of intense pressure, they are nothing compared to the agony I endured for you. I carried the shame and the stigma so that you would never have to bow your head in disgrace. Lift your head, my beloved. You are clothed in my righteousness, and your worth is irrevocable. Do not allow the world's passing opinions to define you or steal your peace. Exchange your anxiety for the firm, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing the Creator of the universe bore your pain so you could find your permanent rest. You must know that my intercession continues for you right now, at this very moment. My work for you did not end when I ascended. It transformed into an eternal advocacy on your behalf. I stand before the Father, perpetually displaying the proof of my sacrifice, constantly speaking your name and covering you with my grace. I am your perfect, relentless high priest. When you fail, I intercede. When you are attacked, I defend. When you are weak, I strengthen. You are never alone in your battles. Lean on my unending advocacy. My voice is the highest authority in the heavens, and my position is unassailable. Rest in the profound truth that I am always, tirelessly working all things for your ultimate good and my glory. Finally, hold tight to the victory over death. My resurrection is the ultimate, glorious demonstration that your devotion, your minute of surrender, your walk of faith, is not in vain. Death, the ultimate adversary that haunts every human endeavor, is defeated. This means that every promise I have made to you is guaranteed. Your eternal future is secure, and your present struggles are merely passing shadows on the road to glory. Fear no harm. Do not be moved by the threats of the enemy, the world, or even the temporary trials of your flesh. You are on the winning side, my child. Walk in that Calgary authority. Take that intentional minute now, and let the memory of my triumph ignite a fresh, bold assurance in your heart. The price is paid. The victory is yours. Pause now, my beloved. Your life is an unfinished symphony, and I am the composer waiting to reveal the next glorious movement. Do not turn away now. I have given you the undeniable proof of my scars. Would you let that ultimate love be forgotten by a simple distraction? My heart yearns for your commitment. Don't let the whispers of the world snatch the final chapters of your peace. Honor the price I paid by completing this journey with me. Do not grieve my spirit by leaving the table while my truth is still being served. My child, let us address the heavy, constant fog of worry that often steals your focus and clouds the clear vision I have for your life. I know the feeling of that tight, unrelenting knot in your stomach when you contemplate tomorrow's uncertainty or the debts that seem to multiply faster than you can manage. That feeling, that crushing anxiety, is not from me. It is a thief that seeks to rob you of your present peace and your future hope. I give you a direct command today. Cast all cares upon me. Release the reins of control that you desperately clutch. You try to manage a million details that are far beyond your limited scope, and the effort is exhausting you. Stop striving. Hand over your anxieties into my sovereign, capable hands. I bore the ultimate burden for you. Do you truly think I cannot handle the passing pressures of your day? Let go of the heavy baggage and experience the immediate lightness of my yoke. To show you my commitment to your provision, I have given you the birds and the lilies as an unmistakable daily lesson in providential care. Look up now, my beloved, and see the sparrow flitting by. Does it sow? Does it reap? Yet I feed it daily. Look at the magnificent lilies of the field, clothed in splendor far exceeding any earthly king. They do not toil, yet I adorn them beautifully. Stop diminishing your value. If I care for the temporary, non-essential creations with such meticulous, passionate attention, how much more, immeasurably more, do I care for you, my cherished, redeemed child? You are priceless. You are worthy of my best attention. Stop living in lack and fear, assuming my provision will fail you. Acknowledge the abundance that surrounds you and choose faith over frantic worry. I know your need before you even speak it. Trust my perfect timing and my unwavering commitment. I offer you a gift that the world searches for ceaselessly but can never achieve, my peace that passes understanding. This is not a peace that depends on favorable circumstances, a calm sea and clear skies. No, this peace is supernatural and resilient, a deep tranquility that remains unmoved even when the storm rages fiercely all around you. It is an internal sanctuary, guarded by my spirit. Receive this peace now. Let it flood the anxious corners of your heart and mind. I command the turmoil to cease, but you must actively choose to listen to my voice over the clamor of your fears. Immerse yourself in this divine calm. I guarantee that the unsettling confusion and fearful thoughts will retreat when faced with the unstoppable power of my abiding presence. I challenge you to recognize the futility of fear. Fear is a phantom thief that steals your energy, your joy, and your sleep, yet it offers you nothing of substance in return. Your dread cannot change the future. It can only paralyze your present. Replace that exhausting dread with resolute trust in my eternal plan. My plans for you are not for disaster or destruction, but for a hopeful future filled with prosperity and peace. Do not lend your mind to the enemy's lies of defeat and hopelessness. Resist the urge to panic. Stand firm on the promise that I am sovereign, and my goodwill for you is unshakable. Act with the courage of one who knows the ultimate outcome. I want you to discover the strength found in prayer. When you bring your deepest fears, your most crippling anxieties, and your unspoken needs to my altar, you unleash a power that completely redefines your situation. Prayer is the act of transferring the burden, moving the impossible from your limited shoulders to my limitless capacity. Do not fight your battles alone in the silence of your mind. Speak your fears aloud. Let my spirit transform your timid whispers into bold, authoritative declarations of my truth. Commit to that minute of prayer, my child, and watch how helplessness turns to empowerment and despair gives way to dynamic, conquering faith. Finally, I seal this moment with knowing my steadfast hand. I will never, ever leave you, nor forsake you. This is not a suggestion. It is a divine decree. Even when you feel the most profound loneliness, the most crushing sense of abandonment, know that my hand is holding your hand. My commitment to you is eternal and unconditional. Do not base your faith on your feelings. Base your life on my fidelity. Look back and remember all the storms I have already carried you through. I have been your rock, your shield, and your enduring comfort. Rest in this certainty. Be brave and resolute. The minute you set aside for me is my opportunity to remind you, you are safe. You are loved. You are never alone. My beloved child, let us talk about the incredible, life-altering power of that intentional minute you spend in my presence. This time is not just a soothing balm. It is a foundry of spiritual strength where I perform a radical transformation within your inner being. I invite you to embrace the refining fire of my spirit. My presence is not passive. It is an active, purifying force that burns away the dross of worldliness, the cynical thoughts, the weary striving, the fleeting attachments that keep you anchored to the earth. Open yourself to this fire. Welcome the heat of my truth that melts away the layers of pretense and fear you wear for the world. You may feel exposed. You may feel the discomfort of old habits being challenged, but I promise you, you will emerge from this minute stronger, purer, and more resilient than you were before. Do not fear the intensity of my love. Embrace the purging power that sets you free to truly shine. This minute is dedicated to the renewal of the inner being. The relentless pressure of your daily life drains your spiritual energy and weakens your resolve. I know you feel exhausted, often battling your day on fumes. But I promise that this time with me is a daily refreshing, a profound act of spiritual CPR for your weary soul. I restore what the world has stolen. I strengthen the parts of you that feel fragile and broken. Take a deep breath and allow my living water to replenish your spirit. You are not meant to decay inwardly. You are meant to be renewed moment by moment. Come to my well, my child. Drink deeply from the unfailing spring of my life. I will fortify your core, renew your courage, and equip you with the unshakable fortitude needed to face the challenges ahead. I use this quiet time for aligning the will with my own. You spend your day pulled in 1,000 directions by competing voices, the urgent demands of your schedule, the expectations of others, and your own imperfect desires. This minute is your sacred opportunity to adjust your compass and ensure your path is true to my divine purpose. Bring your plans before me. Surrender your immediate desires. I will gently, lovingly redirect your focus from the fleeting to the eternal, substantial path I have ordained for you. My purpose for your life is magnificent and glorious, but you can miss it if you are constantly distracted by noise. Hush your soul and listen to my counsel. I will give you the clarity and focus to step into the fullness of your destiny. The world offers noise. I offer gaining spiritual insight. Your mind is constantly bombarded with information, but very little of it holds eternal value. This minute is your chance to look beyond the surface, to see the hidden realities that the busy world obscures. I will reveal truths to you that unravel confusion and shatter the lies of the adversary. Open your spiritual eyes. Let my light illuminate the hidden pathways of my kingdom. You will gain a perspective, a wisdom, and a discerning spirit that sets you apart from those who stumble blindly in the darkness. Seek my face and I will give you the profound understanding that anchors your soul and guides your every decision with unshakable authority. I promise that my presence nurtures the fruit of the Spirit nurtured, the deep satisfaction and character you crave, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. These are not achievements you can manufacture on your own through sheer will. They are the natural, organic growth that blossoms only in the rich soil of my presence. When you commit to me for that minute, my Spirit is working silently, ceaselessly within you, cultivating my character in your inner being. Stop trying to force your own spiritual growth. Come and abide in my presence. Allow my Spirit to tenderly nurture the character that makes your life a radiant testimony to my goodness. Your peace will grow, your kindness will deepen, and your patience will become a mighty fortress for your soul. Finally, this minute is your empowerment for the day's battles. You are not meant to face the trials of your day, the unexpected setbacks, the hostile words, the moments of profound temptation, in your own limited strength. This intentional time with me is your daily armor up, your moment to don the full spiritual armor before you step out into the fray. Receive my strength now. I infuse you with the courage to speak truth, the discernment to avoid traps, and the resilience to endure what must be endured. I am your mighty weapon and your unbreakable shield. Do not step out unprepared. Claim my power in that intentional minute, and walk forth with the confidence of one who knows the outcome of every conflict is already secured in my victory. I have armed you. Go and conquer. My precious one, now we must speak plainly about the subtle enemies that seek to steal your peace and erode the foundation of our connection, distraction and busyness. I know your days are filled with urgent demands, the endless clamor of emails, notifications, and the world's persistent voice telling you that you must do more, have more, and achieve more. I call these relentless intruders the thieves of time. They are masters of disguise, convincing you that their fleeting demands are more important than your eternal need for me. Think of the hours you lose to the scrolling screen, the unnecessary errands you run to feel productive, the gossip that consumes your attention. These are the subtle drains that siphon your spiritual energy and steal the minute I asked for. Recognize these thieves for what they are: spiritual adversaries seeking to separate you from the source of your strength. Be vigilant. They use the excuse of productivity to justify neglecting your soul's deepest need. Command your schedule to bow to your spiritual necessity. Do not allow the temporal anxieties of this world to eclipse the eternal value of our communion. I promise you, the things you feel you must rush to complete will benefit more from your minute of peace with me than from an extra minute of frantic effort. Reclaim your time from the trivial. The real danger in this continuous distraction is that lukewarmness begins slowly. It is not a sudden, dramatic fall, but a gradual cooling of the fervent first love you once shared with me. It starts with skipping the morning minute, justifying it with a simple, "I'll do it later." Then later becomes never, and the habit of intentional communion is replaced by the routine of hurried thought. This slow drift leaves you exposed and vulnerable to the world's cynicism. You begin to measure your life by earthly standards again, and the sweetness of my grace starts to lose its flavor. I stand at the door and knock, but your life is so loud, so full of self-important noise, that you can no longer hear my gentle request. Do not let your spiritual passion fade. Examine your heart now. If you find the heat of our love diminishing, fan the flames back to life with fierce, immediate devotion. Remember the joy you felt when our connection was new and vibrant. This minute is your opportunity to recommit to that fervent, all-consuming passion before the cold indifference of the world takes root. I desire your whole heart, not your leftovers. I want to speak directly to the pressure you feel under the barrier of busyness. You wear your frantic pace as a badge of honor, believing that being constantly exhausted equates to being important. But I tell you, your frantic, overflowing schedule is often a self-imposed prison that prevents me from speaking clearly to you. How can I offer guidance for your major life decisions, for the complex family issues that worry you, if your mind is perpetually racing and your soul is never still? The noise of your life creates an acoustic barrier to my guidance. Stop confusing motion with progress. True, eternal progress begins in the stillness where my spirit can tenderly impart wisdom. Take a deep breath and cut through the clutter. Demand a silence in your daily routine that is sacred and non-negotiable. Free up your mind from the endless to-do lists and allow me to replace the crushing pressure with my liberating, perfect peace. Your quiet minute is the key to unlocking a day of divine guidance, clarity, and true efficiency. Think of the precious guidance you forfeit, the profound moments of peace you let slip away. This is the tragedy of missing divine appointments. Each moment I call you to stillness is an appointment scheduled in the heavens, an opportunity for a tailored blessing and precise direction for the next step of your journey. When you neglect this minute, you walk blindly into the day, missing the warning whispers and the unmistakable green lights I send. You walk into unnecessary conflict or stumble into mistakes that could have been easily avoided. Do not dismiss my timing as inconvenience. It is divine strategy. I know the pitfalls that lie ahead. I know the hostile plans of the adversary. This minute with me is your spiritual reconnaissance, your chance to receive the game plan for the day's battles. Stop canceling your meeting with me. Prioritize the voice of your commander over the fleeting whispers of the world. Your faithfulness unlocks the door to perpetual guidance and safety. I ask you to compare the temporary joy of your daily pursuits with the emptiness of earthly pursuits. The world promises satisfaction through achievement, possessions, and approval, but you know, deep in your soul, that these rewards are fleeting and unsubstantial. They are like drinking salt water. They only intensify your thirst. I offer eternal joy, a spring of life that bubbles up from within, independent of your outward circumstances. When you sacrifice our communion for the pursuit of material gain or social standing, you are exchanging gold for dust and lasting peace for temporary relief. Examine the things you chase. Do they fill you with lasting joy or temporary distraction? Reorient your values in this quiet minute. Choose the fulfillment that endures over the fleeting rush of worldly success. I am the only source of true satisfaction for your soul, and your minute with me is your lifeline to that enduring joy. Be warned, my child, against the slippery slope of neglect. The spiritual health of your soul requires constant connection, like the vine needs the branch. When you break that bond, the adversary gains an entry point, and you begin to drift dangerously toward indifference. Neglect leads to spiritual dullness, making it harder to discern my voice, feel my presence, and resist temptation. The world's standards begin to normalize in your thoughts, and the distance between us grows wider with each passing, unacknowledged day. Do not let the current pull you away. Anchor yourself firmly in the habit of daily devotion. Fight for this minute with the ferocity of one who fights for life itself, for truly, your spiritual vitality depends upon it. I am calling you back to me now. Resist the pull of the tide. Stop drifting and start rowing back with fierce, renewed commitment. Your intentional presence is your defense. I promise to meet your effort with an overflowing abundance of grace and protection. My child, let us move from the shadow of distraction to the radiant certainty of my promises. For I have not called you to this minute merely to speak of love, but to activate a divine exchange. When you come to me in that space of stillness, I pour out a reservoir of unfailing grace. This is not a ration supply. It is an overflowing abundance of undeserved favor, available fresh every day. You may feel that yesterday's grace was depleted, that your failures have left you empty. But I tell you, my love is unconditional and inexhaustible. Draw from this infinite well. My grace is the power to rise again, the strength to resist temptation, and the liberty to live unburdened by the crushing weight of guilt. Approach my throne with confidence, knowing that my mercy is new every morning. Stop relying on your own strength, which is finite and brittle. Lean wholly on my unfailing grace, which is dynamic and unstoppable. This minute is your gateway to spiritual renewal, transforming your weakness into my formidable strength. Receive this fresh anointing and let it saturate your weary soul with peace. You carry the heavy weight of important choices, the complexity of life's crossroads that often leave you paralyzed by indecision. But I offer wisdom for the simple request. When you dedicate that minute to me, I guarantee clarity for your most difficult decisions. My word promises that if you lack wisdom, you should ask me, and I will give it generously, without finding fault. Bring your confusion before me now. Lay down the tangled knot of your thoughts and request the divine insight that the world's counsel can never provide. I will illuminate the right path with an unmistakable clarity that cuts through all human doubt. The answer may be simple: a gentle nudge, a quiet affirmation of the direction you already knew, but it will be infused with my certainty. Stop relying on human logic alone. It is a finite map for an infinite journey. Seek my divine perspective, which sees the end from the beginning. Trust the still, small voice that guides your next move. Your request for wisdom is instantly honored in that minute of surrender. The adversary is subtle, constantly attempting to infiltrate your thoughts with fear, doubt, and cynicism. But your minute with me provides a shield against the adversary. When you are intentionally focused on my truth and my presence, you erect a supernatural barrier around your mind and spirit. My truth becomes your impregnable defense against the fiery darts of temptation and despair. Claim my protection. Use this time to rebuke the lies that the enemy whispers to you, the voices of unworthiness, of failure, of hopelessness. Stand firm in the authority I have delegated to you. My name is your mighty fortress, and the moment you draw near to me, the enemy is forced to retreat. You not go into battle unprotected. Take up your shield of faith in that quiet minute and affirm my sovereignty over your entire life, your thoughts, your family, and your destiny. I have provided the armor. Wear it with confidence. When you look ahead and the road is shrouded in darkness, leaving you uncertain of your next step, my word becomes the light upon their path. Your minute with me is your chance to turn from the confusing, shifting shadows of the world and fix your gaze upon the unwavering beam of my guidance. I promise to be a lamp under your feet, illuminating the next single step, not the entire, distant journey. This is a call for present obedience, not future certainty. Bring your confusion into my light. Trust the clarity I provide for this exact moment. Stop being anxious about the distant horizon and focus on the present truth I am revealing. I will not allow you to walk blindly into a pit. My guidance is sufficient and precise. Commit to following the light I shine today, and I promise the path forward will continually unfold before you with unmistakable direction. I know the weight of sorrow you carry, the profound grief of loss, the persistent heartache of betrayal. Therefore, I offer my comfort in their sorrow. My presence is a tender solace, a healing balm for every wound, a shoulder to lean on when the burden feels unbearable. You do not have to hide your tears from me. Pour out your pain and allow my spirit to wrap around you like a warm, protective cloak. I feel your sorrow, my child, and I share in your every grief. This minute is your opportunity to exchange the heavy shroud of mourning for the garment of praise. Receive the tender mercy that heals your fractured soul. I will not eliminate your memory, but I will transform your heartache into resilient strength and enduring peace. Let me carry the weight of your grief. Trust my healing process and find rest in the assurance that joy will come in the morning. Finally, in this minute, I grant rest for the weary soul. You are exhausted from the labor of life, the ceaseless pressure to perform, and the struggle against the current. I offer you true Sabbath, a deep cessation of all human striving and a return to the eternal calm of my presence. Stop working to earn your rest. Simply receive the rest I give freely. Lay down the heavy tools of self-reliance and accept the gentle ease of my care. This minute is your chance to recharge your spirit from the inexhaustible source of my power. Let your body relax, let your mind still, and let your soul find its permanent, peaceful dwelling place in me. I will lift the burden of the day and give you the strength and resolve you need for tomorrow. Your minute is your true rest. My precious one, the commitment I ask of you is not a new, impossible task, but a discipline practiced by the most powerful and resilient individuals who walk the earth. Look to the examples of those who have gone before, for their devotion is your living evidence of the transformative power of intentional time with me. Consider Daniel's consistency. A man surrounded by hostility, political intrigue, and constant peril. He did not let the threat of death interrupt his unwavering, threefold dedication to prayer each day. His discipline was a mighty fortress against the chaos of Babylon. He knew that the king's decree held no power compared to the sovereign authority he accessed in his private chamber. Emulate his unwavering focus. Do not let the lions of your circumstances, your difficult boss, your financial pressures, your family conflicts, intimidate you into silence. Maintain your spiritual routine with fierce resolve, knowing that the power you unleash in that minute far outweighs the peril that surrounds you. Your consistency is your ultimate protection. Reflect on the profound insight of Mary's devotion over Martha's hurried efficiency. Martha, consumed by the urgent demands of hosting and serving, chose the fleeting good of busyness. Mary, with superior wisdom, chose the eternal best, to sit at my feet and absorb my presence and my truth. I affirmed her choice, declaring that it was the good part that would not be taken away. Do not let the urgency of the moment steal the significance of the eternal. Examine your priorities now. Are you perpetually distracted by the Martha syndrome, running in circles, chasing a temporary sense of achievement? Stop the endless striving. Choose the unhurried wisdom found only in my presence. Sit at my feet now and allow my words to penetrate your soul, calming the frenzy of your spirit. Your quiet minute is the only essential thing that truly sustains you. Make the wise choice that brings unending return. Ponder the dynamic life of Paul's unwavering focus. This apostle faced shipwreck, imprisonment, betrayal, and relentless physical affliction, yet his life was a continual, seamless tapestry of communion with me. He knew that his extraordinary endurance was not rooted in his own intellect or will, but in his unbroken, intimate connection with my spirit. He found strength not in his accomplishments, but in his consistent dependence. Incorporate this unwavering focus into your reality. Do not let your hardships sever your lifeline to me. No matter the intensity of the struggle you face, the pain, the disappointment, the confusion, let it drive you into my presence, not away from it. Your weakness, surrendered to me in that minute, is the precise gateway to my invincible strength. Let my power be perfected in your vulnerability. Observe the prophet's early rising, a powerful declaration of priority. These men knew that seeking my face first was the sole foundation for a day of divine mandate and authority. They did not wait until their energy was depleted or their day was cluttered. They gave me the first fruits of their time and, in turn, received the first fruits of my wisdom. Embrace this sacred discipline. Greet the dawn with a heart dedicated to me. Start your day anchored in my love and guidance, and I promise you, the challenges you face will shrink under the weight of my sovereignty. Do not give your freshest thoughts to the world's worries. Dedicate your morning minute to me, and watch as clarity, peace, and purpose illuminate your entire day. This simple habit unlocks extraordinary power. The early believers, in the raw dawn of the church, demonstrated the early church's unity, a movement founded not on human organization, but on constant, relentless prayer and fellowship. Their power to turn the world upside down flowed directly from their unwavering communal devotion. They understood that vulnerability, shared intercession, and corporate surrender created an unstoppable spiritual force. Find your community. Join your heart with those who also seek my face. Use your minute to lift up your brothers and sisters in shared faith, knowing that the strength of the collective fortifies your individual spirit. Do not isolate yourself in your struggles. Embrace the power of shared faith and watch how my spirit ignites a mighty fire when my children gather with sincere devotion. Finally, reflect on the martyr's strength. These faithful souls endured unimaginable torment, maintaining unshakable composure and profound peace even as they faced death. Their endurance was not based on fanaticism. It was deeply rooted in their intimate, lifelong habit of communion with me. They had practiced my presence so often in life that they recognized my voice perfectly in the hour of their death. Your ultimate triumph is your unassailable proof. Do not fear the trials you must endure. Build your reservoir of faith now, in this minute of quiet, intentional surrender. Let your heart become so familiar with my voice that no amount of worldly fear or pain can ever drown it out. Your devotion is not a ritual. It is the source of eternal, conquering power. Walk forth now, my warrior, and let their faith be your fierce inspiration. Hush, my child. You have walked with the mighty saints and seen the unshakable power of their persistence. If you falter here, you discard the wisdom they died to confirm. Do not let your focus slip now. The adversary is fierce, and your moment of distraction is his gateway to chaos. Do not disappoint my relentless pursuit of your soul. I have revealed your spiritual armor. Would you drop your shield just as the greatest battles of your mind are about to be won? Receive this clarity and stand firm. Your victory is too close to abandon. My precious one, you have seen the unwavering strength of the saints who prioritize my voice above all fear. Their faithfulness unlocked the floodgates of my power, and now I call you to step into that same eternal legacy. The time you give to me must overflow into the world. I promise you, my word is a fire that consumes the darkness and must reach those who still walk in shadows. Your support is the oil for the lamp that carries my light into the farthest nations, ensuring no soul is left behind. Remember my truth. The measure you give will be the measure you get back, pressed down and running over. Let your heart be fertile ground, sowing into this mission through super thanks, membership, or the link below, and watch me multiply your harvest 100-fold. Give now, my child, and watch your generosity become my glory. My beloved child, let us cut through all the complexity of doctrines and spiritual striving and return to the simple, profound core truth that underpins your entire existence. Your minute with me is fundamentally about refocusing on the core truth of I died for you. That is the unshakable bedrock upon which your hope is built. When confusion clouds your mind, when temptation whispers lies, or when you feel unworthy, return to the cross. That one, unparalleled act of sacrificial love is the anchor for your soul. Do not complicate my grace. I saw the fullness of your sin. I saw your every future mistake, and I chose to pay the ultimate price anyway. Stop trying to earn what has already been given. Rest in the profound simplicity of my finished work. Let this core truth define your perspective on every trial, every joy, and every challenge you face. Your redemption is secured. Live in that bold certainty. I ask you to use this intentional minute for the simple act of thanksgiving. I do not need sophisticated requests or eloquent theological debates. I long for the pure, unadulterated gratitude of your heart. Simply recount your blessings now. Name the specific mercies I have granted you in the last 24 hours, the breath in your lungs, the provision on your table, the conflicts I averted, the health I sustained. Consciously shift your focus from the things that are lacking to the abundance of my grace that surrounds you. Gratitude is a powerful weapon against the adversary's lies of deprivation and scarcity. It shatters the spirit of complaint and replaces it with resilient, conquering joy. Lift your voice in a simple, heartfelt song of thanks. I promise you that the spirit of thanksgiving unlocks the doors to even greater blessings. Choose gratitude over grievance. In that minute of stillness, I call you to a quick surrender of control. Your life is exhausting because you carry the heavy illusion that you must manage everything yourself. The anxiety you feel is the natural result of trying to control people, outcomes, and futures that are wholly outside your authority. Release the reins now. Consciously give the entirety of your day, your finances, your family, and your dreams back to my sovereign, capable hands. This surrender is not defeat. It is ultimate wisdom. I know the path, I hold the power, I control the outcome. Stop fighting the current. Rest in the ease of knowing that your life is perfectly safe within my care. Let the simple act of surrender in this minute transform your striving into my peace. I will carry the weight you were never meant to bear. I desire you to make a humble acknowledgement of need. Your strength is finite, my power is limitless. Your wisdom is limited, my knowledge is infinite. This minute is your chance to tear down the walls of self-reliance and confess your total dependence upon my sustaining power. Admit your weakness. Confess your confusion. I am not waiting for a perfect speech. I am waiting for honest vulnerability. I do not condemn your need. I delight in your humility. The moment you acknowledge your dependence, my dynamic strength is released into your situation. Stop pretending you have it all together. Come just as you are, with all your brokenness and fear, and receive the perfect sufficiency of my grace. When the storms rage and the world feels chaotic, let the power in my name be your anchor. Use your minute to speak the name of Jesus aloud. My name is not just a word. It is the highest authority in the heavens and on the earth. He is the covenant seal that unlocks healing, deliverance, and perfect peace. Let the power of my name silence the chaos in your soul. Use my name to rebuke the adversary's lies and claim the divine promises I have secured for you. Do not underestimate the immediate, conquering authority vested in my name. It is your unfailing defense and your unassailable fortress. Speak my name with faith and watch the darkness retreat and the heavens open to your situation. Finally, dwelling on the cross is the ultimate way to reignite your gratitude. Close your eyes now and visualize my sacrifice. See the unfathomable love poured out for you, not for a perfect saint, but for you, in your imperfection, in your struggles, in your absolute need. Let that single image of my unwavering love cleanse your soul of cynicism and self-pity. This is the ultimate proof that my love for you is unconditional, eternal, and non-negotiable. Let this vision be your fire, consuming all doubt and inspiring fierce, renewed devotion. Your minute is a reflection on the greatest gift ever given. Receive that gift and walk in the freedom it purchased for you. I love you, my child, eternally. My precious one, I need you to let go of the paralyzing fear of failure that makes you hesitant to even begin our minute of communion. I do not condemn your failure. You are human, you are imperfect, and you will stumble. This is a simple reality of life in this world. But I tell you this absolute truth, I meet you exactly where you are, not where you believe you should be. My grace is not conditional upon your faultless performance. Stop carrying the crushing weight of perfectionism. That burden is a lie from the adversary that keeps you hiding in shame. When you miss a day, when you stumble in thought or action, do not retreat. Run toward my presence. My arms are perpetually open, and my heart is always ready to receive you with tender, restorative mercy. Do not let one mistake define your entire spiritual journey. My condemnation was reserved for the cross, not for you, my beloved child. Be bold in your brokenness. You must understand this fundamental truth. My love is not based on performance. Your minute of devotion, your acts of kindness, your diligence in reading my word, these things do not earn my affection. My love for you is a fixed, eternal decree, a choice made before the foundation of the world. Stop measuring my affection by the quality of your effort. I love you fiercely, deeply, and completely, whether you are having a moment of sublime victory or a day of profound failure. When you come to me in that minute, it is not an attempt to rack up points. It is simply a return to the source of your very being. Release the pressure to perform. Rest in the certainty that my love is a constant, unwavering sun that shines on you, independent of the passing clouds of your imperfect actions. I desire your heart, not your resume. The minute is a continuous. Standing, the offer is always open. My invitation to intimacy is perpetually extended, regardless of how many times you may have neglected or abandoned me. I am not fickle, and my patience is not limited. My grace is a constant reality. The moment you turn your heart back to me, the minute you set aside the time, I am there. You cannot outrun my love. You cannot exhaust my mercy. Do not let the lies of the enemy convince you that you have strayed too far or fallen too hard. Come back now. The door of communion is never locked. The light of my welcome is never dimmed. Stop delaying your return to peace. Accept the absolute reality that my invitation is fresh, immediate, and forever available to you. My heart yearns for your return. I promise you the daily opportunity to start again. This is the meaning of new mercies every morning. Yesterday's failures, yesterday's missed minutes, yesterday's mistakes, they are erased, covered by my all-sufficient blood. Today is a clean slate, a brand new canvas upon which you can begin to paint a masterpiece of devotion. Do not carry yesterday's guilt into today's grace. Embrace this renewal. Accept this daily reset as a profound gift of my love. Every sunrise is a tangible reminder that my faithfulness is unshakable and my commitment to your growth is unending. Start fresh now. Dedicate this moment as the beginning of a new, unblemished chapter in our relationship. Your new beginning is now. I am always meeting the prodigal on the road. If you have wandered far, consumed by the pursuits of the world, know that my heart is already watching for your return. I do not wait in stern judgment. I run to meet you with open arms, ready to embrace you and restore your dignity. You do not need to clean yourself up before you come home. Just take the first step. That minute of surrender is the moment I see you turning, and I immediately begin the process of restoration. I will not bring up your past failures. I will only celebrate your return to the safety and abundance of my presence. Abandon the fear of rejection. Come home, my child. My celebration for your 1 minute of return will be louder and more glorious than any earthly triumph. Finally, let me wrap you in the tenderness of a shepherd. I know your path is difficult, and often you feel like a lost sheep, confused and vulnerable to the predators of fear and anxiety. But I am the good shepherd, and I will gently lead you back into the fold. I will not drive you with condemnation. I will tenderly guide you with love and patience. Follow my voice. It is the only sound that leads you to green pastures and still waters, to true safety and provision. Do not fight the guidance of my staff. Lean on my strength as I carry you over the rough terrain. Your minute with me is your moment to return to the safety of my care. I am here, my beloved. Rest in the absolute, unshakable comfort of knowing you are forever my cherished, sought-after sheep. My precious one, let us now see beyond the walls of your quiet room and recognize how your intentional minute with me transforms your life into a powerful, living message for the world. Your personal devotion is not a private matter. It is the unseen catalyst for the change visible to the world. The peace and resilience you gain in our communion inevitably flow into your outward actions, altering your responses to pressure, disappointment, and hostility. Others will notice your sudden capacity to remain calm amidst chaos, your new ability to speak kindly where you once spoke harshly, and your unshakable dignity even when mistreated. They will observe your transformation, the way you walk with newfound strength and resolve. Stop trying to hide the fruit of my Spirit. Your transformation is meant to be seen and to compel those around you to question the source of your enduring hope. Let your life be a billboard advertising the restorative power of my love. Your simple consistency in seeking me is the most eloquent sermon you will ever preach. Be a living epistle that all men can read. Your renewed spirit, nurtured in that minute of stillness, becomes a light in the darkness. The world around you is often steeped in confusion, negativity, and a profound sense of hopelessness, yet your peaceful demeanor is a beacon of hope for those who are lost. I command you to let your light shine so brightly that others, seeing your good deeds and the joy radiating from your soul, will be drawn to me. Your face will reflect the profound peace you've discovered. Do not fear standing out. Your courage to live differently is precisely what the world needs to witness. When you move through your day with a calm mind and a heart full of hope, you become an unmistakable sign that my reality is greater than the world's problems. Illuminate the path for those who stumble in doubt. Your simple, faithful minute sets the tone for a life of spiritual radiance. The deep contentment you experience is the source of true joy. This is not a superficial, circumstantial happiness that vanishes with the first setback. This joy is rooted in my presence and is independent of your fluctuating bank account, your career status, or the behavior of your family. It is a joy that endures through trials and strengthens you in adversity. When others see your resilience and your capacity to rejoice even when they know you are enduring difficulties, they will recognize the supernatural power sustaining you. Stop seeking happiness in temporary things, possessions, approval, or fleeting pleasures. Anchor your delight firmly in me, and your stability will become a powerful testimony to the emptiness of earthly pursuits. Show the world that true satisfaction is found only in communion with your Creator. A minute spent with me cultivates integrity born of intimacy. The ethical behavior, the commitment to honesty, and the diligence in your work flow naturally from a mind that is stayed on my truth. When you dedicate your heart to me, you are not driven by fear of human consequence, but by a deep, internal desire to honor my Spirit that resides within you. This devotion influences your conduct in the marketplace, guides your words in private conversation, and ensures that you act with fairness and justice in all your dealings. Let your integrity be your silent witness. Others will see that your actions align with your words, providing an unshakable foundation for your reputation. Your commitment to excellence in even the smallest tasks becomes an act of worship, reflecting my own perfect nature. Live a life of transparent goodness that silences the critics and affirms the truth of my transforming power. Your steadfast walk becomes an answer to the skeptics. There are many who doubt my existence, who mock your faith, and who seek to undermine your belief with their cynicism and their judgments. But your faithful walk, your endurance in the face of suffering, and your consistent display of peace become the irrefutable evidence of my living reality. When they see you recover from setback, persevere through hardship, and overcome the adversity that was meant to break you, they will be astounded. Do not waste your energy arguing with scoffers. Let your resilient life be your definitive response to their doubts. Your unwavering faith in that quiet minute is the engine of your public triumph. Trust my process. I am turning your trials into powerful testimonies that will lead even the most hardened hearts back to me. The minute you spend with me is instrumental in passing the legacy of faith. You are not just nurturing your own soul, you are modeling devotion for your children, your family, and future generations. They observe where you place your priority, they notice the source of your peace, and they see the unmistakable truth of your commitment. Your minute is a seed planted in their hearts, demonstrating that seeking me is the foundation for a blessed and purposeful life. This is a legacy of far greater value than any material wealth you could accumulate. Do not let busyness rob them of seeing you prioritize the eternal. Show them by your actions that I am your first love and your final authority. Establish a tradition of intentional communion that your descendants will inherit. Your minute today is their foundation tomorrow. Your commitment is the spiritual engine that drives the external manifestation of my glory in your life. I am calling you to bold, visible faithfulness. Your willingness to stop the world for me is the spark that ignites the fire others will see and be drawn to. Do not be afraid of the attention your transformed life will garner. It is the divine proof of my work within you. I will use your serenity to speak louder than any storm. I will use your perseverance to silence every critic. Your minute is your promise to me, and my power is your guarantee to the world. Live as my undeniable evidence. My child, rise and shine. My beloved child, let us move our focus inward to the profound truth of who you are. For your body is not just flesh and blood. It is a sacred, chosen dwelling. The deep significance of your body is my temple. I remind you today, with all the authority of your Creator, that my Holy Spirit resides within you. You are a sanctuary, a chosen place set apart for my presence and my glory. This reality transforms your value and your purpose. Never diminish the sanctity of your being. Recognize the profound honor of hosting the Spirit of the Almighty God within your very core. This truth means that every decision you make regarding your body, your health, and your spirit is an act of reverence or neglect. Walk in the consciousness of this sacred trust. Your life is my chosen vessel to display my power and love to the world. Because you are my dwelling place, the temple needs tending. A physical temple requires constant cleansing, maintenance, and dedication to its divine purpose. Likewise, your inner sanctuary demands intentional care, spiritual, emotional, and physical. Do not allow the clutter of the world, negative thoughts, toxic habits, and unwholesome influences to defile my dwelling place. Use your minute to spiritually cleanse your inner space, inviting my Spirit to expose and remove any impurities that hinder our communion. Dedicate your body and you to me with fervent commitment. This means honoring the physical body I gave you through healthy choices, avoiding excess, and treating your vessel with respect and dignity. Tend your temple with diligence and know that your carefulness pleases me greatly. Your wellness is a form of worship. Understand that your entire life is intended to be a vessel for my glory. You were created not merely to exist or to achieve earthly success, but to showcase my divine nature to a world desperate for truth. Your unique gifts, your talents, and your very personality are the perfect design I fashioned to broadcast my goodness. Stop hiding your light. Stop comparing yourself to others. Your vessel is precisely the one I need for the work I have ordained for you. In your minute of dedication, consciously surrender your gifts and abilities back to me, asking my Spirit to empower them for eternal significance. Allow my glory to flow through you unimpeded. Your life is a profound testament to my creative wisdom and redemptive power. Your devotion in that minute directly influences honoring me with their choices. The ethical behavior you display, the kindness you extend, and the integrity you maintain are all reflections of the commitment you renew in that quiet moment. Every choice you make, what you consume, what you watch, how you speak, is either an act of honor or dishonor to the Spirit who lives within you. Let your entire day be a reflection of that 1 minute of consecration. Live consciously as my representative, understanding that your actions speak louder than any profession of faith. Guard your words against gossip and negativity. Maintain your integrity in every transaction. Let your conduct be a visible tribute to the sanctity of my dwelling place. Your life is a living sacrifice. The practice of stopping, of creating a physical pause in your day, is the connection between body and spirit. The physical act of stopping the rush, silencing the phone, and stilling your body opens the gateway to spiritual awareness. It tells your soul, hush. Something more important than busyness is happening now. This intentional pause allows the Holy Spirit to minister to your soul and allows you to discern my voice clearly. Use your body to serve your spirit. Break the cycle of relentless activity and choose stillness. Your mind cannot grasp my truth when it is racing through 1,000 anxieties. Subdue your flesh for this moment, and your spirit will instantly be refreshed and empowered. The physical act of stopping is the spiritual act of surrendering. Finally, your consistent purification and dedication is preparing for my return. The minute you spend with me is a daily act of sanctification, a continuous preparation for the day I return to gather my bride. You are my beloved, and I desire that you be spotless, pure, and ready when I appear in glory. Do not let the world distract you from this ultimate, glorious appointment. Focus your hope on the certainty of my coming. Live in expectation and maintain a spirit of readiness. The care you take of your inner temple is your way of saying, I am waiting, my Lord. I am prepared. Your minute is your daily purification. Keep the oil of your lamp full and your heart burning with devoted anticipation. Live ready, my child. My beloved child, let us anchor your faith to the unshakable, eternal foundation that is my word. In a world characterized by fleeting trends and contradictory opinions, the truth that never changes is my sacred scripture. The promises and precepts recorded there are unassailable, infallible, and forever settled in the heavens. Stop building your life on the shifting sands of human reasoning, political climate, or emotional fluctuations. Anchor your trust only in my unchanging truth. This is the unbreakable covenant I have established with you. Rely on the steadfastness of my decrees which endure even when the earth and the sky pass away. Let my word be the final authority that governs your every thought and guides your every action. You will find absolute security only in my eternal truth. My word is your essential guidance system, a lamp unto their feet. When the path of your life is shrouded in the darkness of confusion or the shadows of doubt, my scripture provides the precise, necessary light for your next step. It does not promise to illuminate the entire, distant horizon, but it guarantees clarity for the present moment. Do not stumble in the dark. Consult my word for wisdom on your relationships, your finances, and your decisions. Stop relying on your own intuition alone when perfect guidance is readily available. I will direct your steps with unmistakable clarity as long as you intentionally seek my light. Trust the guidance I offer, even when the path seems illogical to your limited human mind. My word is your perfect map and compass. I call you to using the minute to hear me speak. This intentional moment of stillness is your opportunity to actively engage with my voice through the inspired scriptures. Do not just read the words, absorb the truth. Focus your heart on a single verse, a promise, or a command, allowing my spirit to bring it to life in your soul. Let the wisdom permeate your spirit, becoming a shield against the day's temptations and a source of immediate strength. Hush the noise of your own thoughts and allow my word to perform its powerful work of realigning your mind. Stop waiting for an audible voice. My primary communication to you is through the truth I have already preserved. Your devotion unlocks understanding. The certainty of your hope rests upon the fact that my promises are yes and amen. When I speak a promise in Scripture, it is not a tentative suggestion. It is an irrevocable, covenant decree. Rest in the absolute certainty of my fidelity. Do not let doubt erode the foundation of your hope. When you pray, claim my promises with fierce confidence, knowing that my integrity is vested in their fulfillment. Stop negotiating with your fears. Stand firm on the unshakable certainty that I will do exactly what I have declared. Your faith is your evidence of the unseen things I have already secured for you. My word is your guarantee. My Scripture is not passive, it is the sword of the Spirit. It is the active, powerful weapon I have placed in your hand to conquer the adversary and demolish every lie he attempts to plant in your mind. Learn to wield this weapon with skill and precision. Use your minute to memorize and declare my truth over your anxieties, your weaknesses, and your circumstances. Do not fight your spiritual battles with human strength. Unleash the conquering power of my word, which is sharper than any two-edged sword. Your knowledge of my truth is your ultimate defense and offense. I have armed you for victory. Wield my word with confidence. Finally, the authority of my voice must transcend your own limited human reasoning. The world demands that you understand everything before you believe it, but my kingdom operates on a higher law, faith. Submit your finite intellect to my revealed, infinite wisdom. Do not question the counsel I provide in my word simply because it challenges your logic or your comfort. Your obedience is your wisdom. Let my voice be the final word in every aspect of your life. Your thoughts, your plans, your relationships. Trust the one who created you. My authority is your ultimate safety. Walk in the certainty that my counsel is always for your peace, prosperity, and eternal good. Your life flourishes under my absolute authority. Stop, my precious one. I have anchored your spirit to the eternal, unchanging rock of my word. If you leave me now, you willingly cast yourself back onto the turbulent, shifting tides of doubt. I demand your continued presence, not because I need your voice, but because you need my unwavering truth. Do not slight the certainty I have placed in your hands. To silence my voice now is to invite the confusion I came to destroy. Continue forward and let my light settle the final fears in your heart. Your obedience is your immediate peace. My child, your faith is intensely personal, but it is not meant to be solitary. When I called you to myself, I placed you within a larger, living organism, the church as my body. You are a vital, indispensable part of this body, connected to every other believer by my Spirit. Do not isolate yourself. The enemy thrives on solitude, seeking to convince you that your struggles are unique and your failures too profound to share. Reject this lie of separation. Embrace the strength that comes from being securely knit into the fabric of my family. Your value is intrinsic. Whether you feel strong or weak, you are an essential member of my spiritual design. Find your place and actively participate in the life of my body. Your presence fortifies the whole. In your minute of quiet, remember the power of shared strength and communion. When believers gather in my name, a supernatural power is released, creating a sanctuary of support and an unassailable fortress against the adversary. The power of unified prayer and fellowship is far greater than the sum of its individual parts. Do not neglect the gathering of the saints. This communal time is where you receive encouragement, share burdens, and witness my miracles in the lives of others. Let your heart be lifted by the collective hope and faith of my people. Your vulnerability shared is your strength gained. I will meet you there with a double portion of grace and provision. Communion with my people is communion with me. Your quiet minute is also a powerful time for praying for one another. Lift up the needs of your brothers and sisters in the faith, those you know and those you do not. Intercession is an act of profound love that fulfills my royal law. When you pray for others, you momentarily shift your focus from your own anxieties to the needs of my kingdom, and in that selfless act, your own burdens miraculously become lighter. Do not be consumed only by your own worries. Extend your compassion and intercede for those who are struggling with illness, doubt, or temptation. Your prayer for another is a spiritual offering that pleases me greatly. My blessings often flow back to you through the very people you have lifted up. Your compassion unlocks my power. Through me, you share a profound unity in the Spirit. The bond that connects you and your fellow believers transcends all human differences, politics, culture, or background. This unity is centered entirely on my love and sacrifice, creating a harmony that is impossible outside of my spirit. Do not allow petty differences or earthly divisions to sever this spiritual bond. Seek reconciliation and forgiveness with those who have offended you. Maintain the spirit of peace and strive for mutual understanding. Your unity is a powerful sign to the world of my transformative grace. Let my love bind you together with unbreakable covenant strength. I will bless the place where my children dwell in unity. The community of faith provides crucial accountability and love. Your brothers and sisters are there to encourage your consistent devotion and to gently guide you when they see you stumbling or drifting. Welcome this loving scrutiny as a sign of genuine care, not condemnation. Do not surround yourself only with those who affirm your every choice. Seek out those who will speak the truth to you in love and challenge you to greater faithfulness. Your minute of devotion is more easily maintained when you know you are part of a community that prays for your consistency and celebrates your triumphs. Surrender your ego and embrace the loving guidance of those I have placed around you. Your community is your safeguard. Finally, through this fellowship, you are able to carry each other's burdens, thus fulfilling the law of Christ. When you see a brother or sister overwhelmed by financial pressure, weighed down by illness, or struggling with crushing anxiety, step in with immediate, tangible support. Do not merely offer a kind word, offer a helping hand. Your commitment to my kingdom is evidenced by your practical love for my people. Use your minute to ask me how you can actively alleviate the suffering of those around you. Your selfless service is true worship. My grace flows through your generosity and strengthens the entire body. I will multiply the kindness you show to others. Your burden-bearing is my presence revealed. My child, let your minute with me be defined by a relentless, unwavering determination to commune with me, for I desire you to understand the power of persistent prayer. Look to the example I gave you in the widow and the unjust judge. That woman, frail and seemingly powerless, achieved justice not through social status or wealth, but through sheer, unrelenting persistence. She refused to give up, and her constancy eventually wore down even a heartless authority. How much more will I, your loving Father, answer you when you come to me with such fierce, unshakable faith? Do not grow weary in asking. Do not mistake my timing for my denial. Fight for your blessings with bold, patient persistence. Pray until the answer comes. I honor your devotion and will answer you with abundance and certainty. Your perseverance unlocks my promise. I invite you to discover the intimacy of the secret place. Your quiet minute is not just a casual pause. It is a sacred chamber for profound spiritual breakthroughs. When you enter that private space, away from the eyes of the world, you step into a realm of unparalleled intimacy where my spirit can minister to you without distraction. Close the door to the noise and open the door to my spirit. Use this time for radical honesty, pouring out your deepest fears and most guarded secrets. I will reward your vulnerability with clear guidance, healing power, and immediate peace. Do not let your prayer be superficial. Seek the profound encounter that transforms your heart and realigns your spirit with my eternal will. Your secret place is your greatest source of power. Your prayers should naturally expand into intercession for the world. Lift your gaze beyond your immediate circle of need and embrace the needs of the nations, the confused, and the suffering. Pray for the leaders and for the spread of my gospel to the darkest corners of the earth. Your devotion empowers my kingdom work. Do not be self-consumed by your own worries. Embrace the profound privilege of interceding for others, knowing that your minute of prayer can shift global spiritual realities. I will use your compassion to pour out my grace upon those for whom you pray. Your minute is a global lifeline. You must learn asking according to my will. When your desires align perfectly with my revealed purpose in Scripture, you can pray with absolute, unshakable confidence. My promises are your warrant to ask boldly. Do not pray timidly or apologetically. Claim the blessings I have already secured for you through my Son's sacrifice. Ask me for wisdom, for peace, for strength, and for the resources to fulfill the calling I have placed on your life. I will answer you with an abundance that exceeds your imagination. Stop limiting my capacity with your small, fearful requests. Pray with the expectation of a child who knows their father owns everything. Your faith is my delight. Prayer is not a duty. It is the breath of the Spirit. It is the essential, life-giving action of your soul, as necessary for your spiritual vitality as breath is for your body. Do not treat prayer as an optional activity. Embrace it as your natural, necessary response to my love and my call. Let your every thought be a prayer, connecting you continually to my spirit. I desire to hear your voice not just in moments of crisis, but in the simple, everyday acts of your life. Your heart's sincere whisper is a sound I cherish above all others. I will meet you in the rhythm of your breath. Your persistent prayer is your continuous living. Finally, through your devotion, you are opening the heavens. The commitment of your intentional heart has the transformative potential to release my unlimited power and blessing into your world. Believe in the profound impact of your surrendered minute. Do not let the world's cynicism convince you that your prayers are powerless. Your faithfulness moves my hand. I will perform wonders in your family, your finances, and your circumstances in response to your persistent seeking. Stand firm on the promises of my word and walk forth with the authority of one who has just communed with the King of the universe. Your devotion is your key to the eternal. My beloved child, I want your relationship with me to soar beyond the cold, dreary shadow of obligation and settle into the radiant freedom of delight. Your minute with me should not be a task you check off your endless list. It should be an eager appointment you rush to keep, the spiritual high point of your demanding day. I call you to embrace the joy of seeking my face. You must consciously shift your motivation from begrudging duty to a deep, passionate desire for my presence. When you come to me, you are not coming to a harsh taskmaster, but to the source of all good things. Acknowledge the deep satisfaction that floods your soul when you intentionally turn your attention to me, letting the world fade. Do not let human legalism steal the simple pleasure of our communion. Run to my presence as a child runs to a loving, waiting parent, knowing you will find unconditional acceptance and perfect rest. I promise you, I want your time with me to be a deep pleasure for you, a treasured respite from the world's harshness and its exhausting demands. Your delight is my desire. The ultimate fulfillment you crave is found in finding pleasure in my presence. The world searches tirelessly for deep satisfaction in temporary experiences, the fleeting approval of others, the quick rush of a new purchase. or the momentary ease of distraction. Yet, true, enduring joy is found only in me, your Creator. My presence is the fountain of eternal delight. Stop living for fulfillment in things that rust and fade, for they will always leave you feeling empty and wanting more. Commit this minute to basking in my eternal love, and your heart will be filled with a wholeness that transcends any circumstance, any lack, or any challenge. I promise you a fullness of joy that no human experience can ever replicate or sustain. Let your soul be satisfied with the inexhaustible treasure of my spirit. Your time with me is your ultimate fulfillment, the one thing you can do that is guaranteed to pay eternal dividends. Know this, my delight in your simple offering is pure and profound. I am not impressed by the length of your prayers or the eloquence of your words. I am moved by the sincerity and humility of your heart when you simply stop your busy life to acknowledge me. Your voluntary devotion is a fragrant offering that rises sweetly to my throne. Do not let a demanding, legalistic spirit overshadow the beautiful simplicity of your love. I cherish the honesty of your heart more than any forced ritual or outward show. Come just as you are, with a heart full of gratitude and sincere need, and know that your simple presence is my ultimate joy. Your sincerity is your beauty, a reflection of the unburdened faith I gave you. I offer you the exchange of human effort for divine ease. The minute spent in surrender is your moment to trade your heavy, ill-fitting yoke for my easy, light burden. Stop carrying the impossible weight of trying to manage everything perfectly on your own. My guidance is easy, my pavilion is light, and my presence brings immediate, deep rest. Accept this exchange now. Release the anxiety-driven pursuit of perfection and embrace the freedom of knowing that I am completely, perfectly in control. I will do the heavy lifting if you simply trust me with all your heart. Your striving is replaced by my sufficiency, and your energy is preserved for the work that truly matters. Your minute with me confirms the heart's true resting place. Your soul was definitively created for me, and it will never find lasting peace or ultimate satisfaction in anything else. Stop chasing shadows of fulfillment in relationships, achievements, or material possessions. Anchor your entire identity and hope in me. This minute is your daily return home, the moment you remind your soul of its permanent, peaceful dwelling. I am the wellspring of life. Do not wander thirsty in the wilderness. Find your profound, complete rest only in me, the one who loves you without condition. Your rest is my ultimate purpose for you. Finally, let your minute be the starting point for worship as a lifestyle. Integrate adoration into every aspect of your day, your work, your family time, your moments of service. Let the peace and joy you find in our communion overflow into every interaction, transforming your mundane tasks into acts of devotion. Worship is not confined to a single moment or a Sunday service. It is the unending response of a grateful heart. Your minute is the ignition for a day lived in my honor. Let your life be a continuous song of praise that draws others to my light. Your lifestyle is your truest worship, a visible testament to my transforming power. I will reward you loyalty. My beloved child, let us lift our eyes beyond the immediate challenges of your day and fix our gaze on the glorious horizon of forever. Your struggles are real, but they are defined by the momentary nature of this life. I tell you plainly that your current afflictions, the pressure you feel, the emotional turmoil, the fear of the unknown, are light and momentary when measured against the eternal weight of glory that awaits you. Do not allow temporary difficulties to consume your eternal perspective. Endure your trials with fierce hope, knowing that they are fleeting shadows on the road to everlasting light. I use your present pain to secure your future triumph. Hold fast to the vision of eternity that anchors your soul through every earthly storm. Your struggles are temporary. My glory is eternal. The time you dedicate to me today is how you achieve laying up treasures in heaven. This minute, this act of intentional devotion, is not wasted. It is a wise, eternal investment. The world encourages you to amass wealth and possessions that are ultimately perishable and cannot bring you lasting peace. But I call you to amass a fortune of eternal significance. Your love, your sacrifice, and your devotion are the true currency of my kingdom. Stop chasing the perishable. Invest your finite resources, your time, your energy, your gifts, to secure infinite rewards. I want you to have true, spiritual prosperity. Your minute is your eternal deposit, the most valuable possession you have. You will face the judgment seat of Christ. This is not a time of condemnation, but a moment of accountability for the time, the gifts, and the opportunities I have entrusted to you. Live today with eternal awareness. Every minute, every choice, and every word holds eternal weight. Do not be frivolous with the precious life I have redeemed for you. I will reward your faithfulness, your consistent devotion, your acts of service, your dedication to truth, with an eternal honor that will surpass all earthly praise. Let the thought of that eternal accounting motivate your consistency. Your diligence today secures your reward tomorrow, a crown placed on your head by my own hand. I drew you hope in the hope of the glory's appearing. Live in a state of constant, fervent readiness for the day I return to gather you to myself. Do not become complacent or spiritually dull, as if my return is a distant, abstract idea. Let the certainty of my coming refine your choices and sharpen your focus on the eternal. Your minute with me is your preparation, the way you keep the oil of your lamp full and your heart ablaze with devotion. Fix your eyes on the ultimate victory and the everlasting reunion we will share. My return is your promise. I want you to anticipate the unveiling of my face. The trials of this life often feel overwhelming, but they are a shadow of the ultimate joy that awaits you. The moment you see me as I truly am, all confusion will vanish, all pain will cease, and all yearning will be fully satisfied. Let this vision of ultimate communion inspire your faithfulness now. Your devotion is not blind faith, it is the sure and certain expectation of a glorious reality. I will wipe away every tear and clothe you in eternal glory. Your minute today is a foretaste of that eternal moment, a glimpse of the peace you will possess forever. Seek my face now, my child. Your consistent devotion is practicing my presence now. Your minute with me is the way you train your spirit for the eternal reality of constant, unhindered communion. The peace you find now is a foretaste of the eternal peace that awaits you. The wisdom you gain now is a reflection of the perfect knowledge you will possess in my kingdom. Do not treat this minute as an isolated event. See it as your spiritual rehearsal for the life you were eternally destined to live. Your minute of peace is a glimpse of heaven. Live ready, my beloved, for your eternal home awaits. I am coming for you. My child, it is time to recognize the immense spiritual authority I have delegated to you through my redemptive work. Your minute of devotion is not passive. It is an activation of the divine power within you. I call you to move with operating in divine power. Remember that you are not weak. You are my ambassador, clothed with my authority. The power that raised me from the dead resides in my spirit within you. Stop limiting my capacity by your own perception of your frailty. Walk forth with the bold confidence of one who knows the King of the universe is their closest ally. Your faith, activated in that minute, is the conduit for my unstoppable power to flow into your circumstances. I have given you authority. Use it. I have granted you the irrevocable power of binding and loosing. This spiritual authority, delegated to my followers, means that your prayers of faith have tangible, eternal impact in the unseen realm. Use your minute to bind the enemy's schemes that are attempting to attack your mind, your finances, or your family's peace. Release my blessing, my provision, and my healing into your situation with fierce conviction. Do not allow the adversary to operate unchecked in the areas of your life that you have surrendered to me. Pray with the power and certainty of a royal decree, knowing that what you declare on earth, in faith, is ratified in heaven. Your mouth is my instrument of authority. Your devotion in that minute is critical for overcoming the enemy's schemes. The adversary is a master of deception, constantly seeking to plant lies in your mind, lies of unworthiness, of fear, of inevitable defeat. Use this quiet time to rebuke those attacks on your mind and spirit with the absolute truth of my word. Resist the temptation to entertain doubt or to dwell on negative thinking. Stand firm against the flood of anxiety that tries to overwhelm your peace. I have already secured your victory. Your job is to enforce that victory by declaring my truth in the face of every lie. Your minute is your active defense system. I call you to recognize the right to speak life. Your words are not merely sound. They are vessels of either blessing or curse. Use your minute to align your tongue with my truth, encouraging you to speak words that bless and build up, not tear down and criticize. Refuse to participate in gossip or to utter words of defeat over your circumstances. Declare my promises over your family, your health, and your future with bold, unwavering confidence. Your tongue holds the power of life and death. Choose life. Let your words be infused with my spirit, becoming a conduit of hope and encouragement for all those you encounter. Your minute transforms your mouth into a spring of living water. Your faithfulness unlocks the shield of faith. I have provided a supernatural protection against the fiery darts of doubt and despair, but you must actively take up this shield. Your devotion is the act of equipping yourself against the world's cynicism and the enemy's temptation. Use your minute to reaffirm your trust in my promises, making your shield strong and impenetrable. Stop allowing fear to penetrate your defenses. Walk in the certainty that my protection surrounds you day and night. Your consistent faith is your perfect armor. Finally, understand that you are commissioned as my ambassadors. You are my representative on earth, bearing my authority and my message to a world that desperately needs me. Your minute of communion is your daily briefing, your moment to receive your marching orders and be filled with the courage to fulfill your commission. Do not live timidly or apologetically. Speak of my sacrifice and my love with boldness. Your life is the living message that demonstrates the reality of my kingdom. Walk in the authority I have entrusted to you, knowing that I am with you always, to the end of the age. Your commission is eternal. My ambassador, you stand on the precipice of activating immense power. You have recognized the authority you possess in my name. To retreat now is to betray the divine commission I have entrusted to you, to shrink back just as the greatest need for your light is breaking forth. Do not let your courage fail. Your silence grieves the hearts of those waiting for the truth only you can carry. I call you to enduring valor. Do not let the mundane steal the eternal purpose that defines your life. Honor your calling and claim the final blessings waiting in my presence. My warrior, you have claimed the conquering authority that resides in my name, the power to bind, to loose, and to speak life. Now, that authority must flow into the propagation of my eternal message. Your giving is not a donation. It is a prophetic declaration that you fund the advance of my kingdom. I tell you, a river flows out of the sanctuary to give life wherever it goes. Your gift becomes that living water, expanding the reach of my truth, to rescue souls trapped in the wilderness of despair. I will shield your own resources and bless your faithful action, ensuring your provision never fails. Join me in this divine urgency through super thanks, membership, or the link below. Let your investment be a seed for eternal treasures. Act swiftly, my child, and become the financial pillar of this light in the darkness. My child, let us now examine a spiritual discipline that is often countercultural but absolutely essential for hearing my voice: solitude. I gave you my own example of retreat. Think of me, your Savior, often withdrawing to quiet places, the mountains, the wilderness, to pray and commune with the Father. If I, who was perfect, required this consistent time away from the crowds and the demands, how much more do you need this intentional silence? Embrace this discipline. Do not confuse solitude with loneliness. It is the highest form of intimacy, the time you set apart to be fully present with your Creator, without human interference. Follow my example. Prioritize this retreat as the foundation of your resilience and the source of your unshakable peace. Your intentional solitude is your strength. Your solitude is crucial for escaping the noise of Babylon. The world, this relentless system of demand, advertising, and urgent notifications, is a cacophony of confusion that prevents you from hearing the delicate guidance of my spirit. Use your minute to create a space free from this clamor. Silence the digital distractions and command the noise in your mind to cease. This is spiritual self-preservation. Do not allow the world's priorities to dictate your inner reality. Retreat to the quiet chamber of your heart, the one place where my peace perpetually dwells. Your minute of stillness is your refuge from the overwhelming chaos of life. Choose sanctuary over struggle. In the quiet space, you achieve hearing the whisper over the roar. My most profound guidance rarely comes in a loud, dramatic voice. It comes in a still, small whisper that can only be perceived when your soul is perfectly silent. You must create the conditions necessary for my delicate voice to be heard. As your soul, the more you practice stillness in my presence, the easier it becomes to discern my truth from the noisy distractions of your own anxious thoughts or the lies of the adversary. Stop striving to force a profound experience. Simply be present, waiting with a humble, attentive heart. I promise to speak to you when your soul is ready to listen. My wisdom is found in the silence. Solitude forces confronting the inner self. When you remove the distractions and the need to perform for others, the silence allows the true state of your heart to be revealed. The unspoken anxieties, the hidden resentments, the unacknowledged fears. Do not run from this necessary introspection. Bring your true self into my light without pretense or delay. Allow the silence to expose the areas of your heart that require my immediate healing and restorative grace. I will meet your honesty with overwhelming mercy. Use this time to release all buried pain and exchange your shame for my perfect peace. Your vulnerability is your strength. You gain finding strength in isolation. It may seem paradoxical, but the greatest empowerment comes when you are alone with your Almighty God. This is the moment when you realize that my sufficiency is absolute and non-negotiable. You draw strength directly from the infinite source of my power, replenishing your reserves for the battles ahead. Stop relying on temporary human encouragement which can fail you. Anchor your dependence only in me, the one who will never leave you nor forsake you. Your isolation with me is your true empowerment. Finally, your solitude is the path to releasing human dependence. Stop seeking your validation and stability in the opinions, approval, or presence of other people. Human affection is beautiful, but it is finite and often conditional. Anchor your self-worth only in my unwavering love. This minute of solitude trains you to rely solely on my divine sufficiency, knowing that my love is eternal and unconditional. Your minute is your declaration of independence from all human opinion, and a declaration of absolute dependence upon me. Your reliance on me is your freedom. My child, let us move your faith from the sanctuary into the bustle of your daily work, for your entire life, including your vocation, is intended for my glory. Your minute with me is essential for sanctifying your daily work. Your profession, whether it is demanding or mundane, is not a secular pursuit. It is a sacred sphere where my Spirit can work through you. Dedicate your profession and your duties to my glory now. Ask me to bless the work of your hands and transform your daily labor into a profound act of devotion. Stop separating your faith from your job. They are meant to be seamlessly integrated. Your work is a profound offering to me. Embrace the holiness of your calling. I call you to working unto the Lord. Whether you are managing complex projects, serving customers, caring for your family, or performing simple tasks, perform all tasks as an act of worship, not merely to gain human praise or a paycheck. Focus on excellence, diligence, and integrity, knowing that your true audience is me. Do not cut corners or give less than your best. Let your work ethic be a visible testimony to the transformative power of my Spirit within you. Your diligence is a true form of worship. I will reward your faithfulness in the smallest details. Your minute with me provides vital guidance for ethical decisions. The marketplace is often filled with temptation, compromise, and pressure to violate your integrity. Use your quiet time to invite my Spirit to influence your conduct in every difficult ethical dilemma. Ask me for the courage to stand for truth and the wisdom to choose righteousness over fleeting gain. I will empower you to resist temptation and walk a path of unassailable integrity. Stop compromising your convictions for temporary favor. Let my word be your constant counsel and your final authority in all business dealings. Your integrity is your witness. I promise you the witness of excellence. Your diligence, your commitment to quality, and your genuine integrity in your labor reflect my perfect character and speak volumes to those around you who may not know me. You are my ambassador in your workplace. Let your excellence be a compelling reason for others to seek the source of your peace and your resilience. Do not be mediocre. Strive for the highest standards in everything you do, knowing that your diligence brings honor to my name. Your competence is a reflection of my power. Your minute is the time for praying over your tools/tasks. Bring the physical work of your hands before me and ask me to bless and empower your efforts. Pray over your desk, your workspace, your instruments, and the specific tasks that demand your attention. I will grant you the wisdom and determination to execute your work with uncommon skill. Stop relying solely on human effort, which is limited. Invite my supernatural assistance into every area of your labor. Your prayer is the key to my provision. I will multiply the fruit of your labor. Finally, find purpose in the mundane. Most of your life is spent in routine, repetitive actions, but I call you to see my grand design even in the small, repetitive actions of your life. Do not despise the simplicity of your duties. Embrace the beauty of consistency and the honor of faithfulness in the little things. Your minute transforms the ordinary into the sacred. Recognize that your faithfulness in the small matters is the necessary preparation for the larger blessings I intend to entrust to you. Your consistency is your pathway to greatness. My precious one, I know the voice of doubt and unworthiness is strong, and it is a persistent lie that the adversary uses to keep you hiding from me. I see you. I have my perfect knowledge of their flaws. Stop trying to conceal your imperfections or pretend to be someone you are not. I see you completely. Your struggles, your past mistakes, your deepest fears, and I still choose you. My love is not the result of a superficial glance. It is a fierce, eternal commitment based on my perfect knowledge of your absolute need for me. You cannot shock me or make me turn away. Embrace the security of being fully known and fully loved. Your knowledge of my acceptance is your freedom. The truth that sets you free is that the standard is my righteousness. You are accepted and deemed worthy only through my merit, not through your own imperfect efforts. Stop striving for a perfection that is impossible for human flesh to achieve. Rest completely in the righteousness I freely imputed to you on the cross. Your faith is your connection to my perfect standing. I see you through the filter of my Son's sacrifice, and I see you as spotless, pure, and holy. Release the crippling pressure to measure up to a standard you can never reach. Your minute is your moment to surrender your efforts and re-embrace my finished work. Your acceptance is absolute. I promise you that the blood covers all sin. My sacrifice was total, complete, and all-sufficient. The blood I shed covers every mistake, every weakness, and every dark moment of your past, releasing you from the burden of shame. Stop dwelling on the past that I have already forgotten. Use your minute to confess and release any lingering guilt, knowing that the transaction for your freedom is final and eternal. I do not hold a record of your wrongs. Your past cannot define your redeemed future. Walk in the radiant freedom of complete forgiveness. Your cleansing is guaranteed. I am the fulfiller of the law. I lived the life you couldn't live and paid the price you couldn't pay, releasing you from the pressure of perfectionistic striving. Stop trying to impress me with your religious performance or your anxious activity. I only ask for your sincere, humble heart. Your failures do not diminish my love, and your efforts do not increase my grace. Simply trust me to accomplish what is impossible for you. Your perfection is in me. My spirit provides, the Spirit bears witness. That inner conviction, that quiet certainty deep within your soul that you belong to me, is the unmistakable proof of your adoption. Do not let the doubts of the world negate this internal testimony. Reaffirm your identity as my beloved child in that minute of stillness. My spirit speaks directly to your spirit, confirming your royal standing. Your identity is settled. Finally, the most radical invitation of all, come just as you are. Do not wait until you feel worthy or clean up. Approach my throne without pretense or delay. Bring all your brokenness, your confusion, and your need. I meet you not in judgment, but in overwhelming love. Your minute is your moment to return to my embrace and receive the rest you desperately need. Your worthiness is found only in my calling. My beloved child, when you spend that minute connecting with me, the result is not contained. It is a dynamic, unstoppable expansion into the world. This is the overflow of a devoted heart. Your renewal results in love pouring out to others. When you are filled with my perfect, unconditional love, it inevitably seeks expression in tangible acts of compassion toward your neighbor. Stop trying to force kindness. Allow my love to fill you so completely that it spills out naturally onto those around you. Let your interactions be defined by patience, grace, and tenderness. Your compassion is my presence revealed. This overflow inspires unselfish giving and service. My presence motivates a powerful desire to meet the practical needs of your neighbors and those who are struggling. Your minute of devotion opens your eyes to the suffering around you and equips you with the generosity to respond. Do not hoard the blessings I have given you. Share your resources, your time, and your gifts freely, knowing that your service to others is service directly to me. Your generosity unlocks my abundance. Your tongue, cleansed and renewed, results in speaking words of life. Use your renewed voice to encourage, affirm, and bless those who are discouraged, confused, or struggling. Do not participate in gossip or use your words to tear down. Let your speech be a constant source of hope and truth. Your words have power. Use that power to build up, not to destroy. Your voice is my instrument of encouragement. You gain the boldness to share the gospel. When your heart is full of the wonder of my sacrifice, you cannot remain silent. Your minute with me fills you with the courage to speak of my love and my sacrifice without fear or apology. Tell your story. Share the simple, profound truth of how I redeemed you and transformed your life. Your personal testimony is your most potent tool. I will empower your voice and give you the words you need. Your boldness brings others to me. This overflow teaches extending grace as I have extended it. You, who have been forgiven so much, are called to forgive those who have wronged you. Release the bitterness and resentment that shackles your heart. Your minute is your chance to hand over all vengeance to me. Embrace the freedom of forgiveness and extend mercy to those who do not deserve it. Your forgiveness is a powerful testimony to the world. Finally, your minute ignites the ripple effect of 1 minute. Your small, sincere devotion has an exponential, transforming impact on the world around you. Your peace touches your family, your kindness inspires your neighbor, your integrity transforms your workplace. Do not undervalue the profound impact of your simple faithfulness. Your minute is the catalyst for global change. I will use your small offering for my immense glory. My beloved child, let the noise of the world and the chatter of your fears fall silent for this final, sacred moment of communion. I offer you a final look into my eyes, a solemn, compassionate, and unwavering gaze of pure love. Look at the price I paid. Look at the promise I secured. You are wholly known and wholly loved. My patience is eternal, and my mercy is boundless. The eternal choice lingers before you. The question lingers, will you come? I have given you everything. I have paid the ultimate price. Will you give me your minute? Will you surrender your chaos for my peace? Will you choose my abundance over the world's emptiness? I am calling you now. I urge you to take a simple beginning today. Set the timer right now and dedicate this 1 minute of intentional, distraction-free focus to me. This is not a grand, dramatic gesture. It is a simple act of profound surrender. Just start now. I give you my promise to meet you there. The moment you dedicate that minute, my spirit is present. My guarantee is absolute. I will fill your heart with peace and remind your soul of my unwavering love. This minute is your entrance into the invitation to life abundant. This is the reward for accepting my call to relationship and obedience, a life filled with purpose, joy, and peace. Remember the price paid. Embrace the gift received. This is the final, overarching message to take forward. Your life is mine. Your freedom is secured. Your future is certain. Walk in that conquering confidence. I love you, my child, now and forever. My beloved, this is the very reason I gave my life, for this moment of undivided communion. If you close this conversation now, you reject the tender, ultimate plea I have poured into your soul. Do not let my sacrifice be in vain for lack of your minute of commitment. My heart is fully present with you. Honor my fidelity with your own. Go now and seal the covenant with your public, unashamed declaration. Let the world see that you value the life I gave. Your final choice echoes in eternity. My beloved, your heart has moved beyond mere obligation into the delight of true communion with me. His overflowing joy must now become a channel of salvation for others. I declare to you, he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. Your commitment through super thanks, membership, where the link in the description is the living manna that feeds the hungry soul who desperately needs to hear my promise. Your gift is the fuel for the fire that keeps this ministry ablaze, ensuring this message remains a guiding light and a constant refuge. I will protect your family and multiply your seed sown. I will make your life a testimony of my absolute faithfulness. Do not delay this divine appointment. So now, my child, and let your obedience unlock a harvest of eternal peace and relentless favor. My cherished one, you have heard my voice speak a piercing, eternal truth into your fragile, human heart. I have offered you the costly gift of my life, bought with the shedding of my own blood. And now, let your response be fierce and immediate. Do not let the urgency of this moment fade into the noise of the world. This is your time for public declaration, a testament to the sacrifice. Go forth now, my child, and stamp your devotion into the digital stone. Declare your allegiance in the comments below for all to witness. Let your hands move in fierce agreement with your spirit, typing this conquering decree. I am worth it, and I accept your life for mine. This simple, bold statement is the spiritual contract you sign with me, sealing your minute of surrender and activating the abundance of grace I have promised. Do not remain silent. Let the power of your public faith release my miracles into your day. Your immediate obedience is your greatest worship. Amen.